Okay, let's do this one last time. My name is Timmy from Tim Jong-un Productions, and for the last, I don't know, 2 years, I've been the one and only Spider-Man, except I'm not. I'm just Timmy from Tim Jong-un Productions, like I said. Who else is here with me today?
I'm
Well,
Luca from the Lucas Films Dimension.
Oh, that's
Actually, no,
nice.
fuck
Yeah.
it. I want to be from the Gwen Dimension. Fuck it, yeah.
hmm
Yes, that's me.
yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got into this situation. Well, once upon a time, Timmy DM'd me and said, "Hey, Jules from the channel The Walrus Man, do you want to be a part of Far Off Films podcast?" And I said yes. And for the
Wow.
last year, I've been a co-host.
Wow, we're really getting meta on this, aren't we? Jesus. So,
Yeah, that was a citing Sonic the Hedgehog's opening instead of Spiderverse.
yeah, no, I feel like Spider-Man didn't say shit like that, right? I don't know, whatever. So, yeah, Sonic the
Would
Hedgehog.
be funny if he did.
Yeah, Into the Spider-Verse, same movie, absolutely same movie, zero, the same quality too. So,
Same
um,
level of animation, same level of storytelling and character work.
yeah, so they both involve characters that go really fast. They run, so
They are
True.
both based off animals and have superpowers.
yeah, so exactly the same. Yeah, so yeah, but we'll talk about Spooderman, the next universe. Yeah, in a bit. Jules, what shit has happened? Tell us.
Oh, I got one. Well, technically two things because we decided on something before the recording started. But for now, I'll just tell you. Uh, okay, this is from the Disney camp. The latest news.
Uh huh.
Uh, John Bailey, who's a big producer at Disney, says live-action Lion King franchise has the potential to expand into a big epic saga like Star Wars. There's a lot of room if we can find the stories.
What the hell
Tell me
does that
that's
even
not
mean?
the,
I don't know what that means.
tell me that's not the worst thing you've ever heard.
That I mean,
I
what
mean,
what do they do? Do they make
yeah,
the
I
Lion
love the
King
I love the
2?
phrasing if we can find the story.
If
yeah.
we
It's like
if
even
we
they're
can.
admitting that like they're just pulling shit out of their ass.
Nothing.
Like they don't know what they're talking about. Yeah. So, I mean, I just assumed they
Terrible
were already.
idea.
I just assumed they were doing this already, right? Because like they're making a Lion King prequel or new movie or something like that.
Yeah, directed by Barry Jenkins.
Yeah, directed by the Moonlight guy. And so I just assumed that's what they were doing anyway. I didn't know they were gonna make a fucking Star Wars universe of Lion King, like, but yeah, they need to be stopped.
Oh yeah.
Like, and the only like they're straight up admitting that it's like, people are paying us to make these and see these. It's like, why would we ever stop? So it's like I can't even blame Disney. I blame the fucking stupid gullible consumers that still pay money to just see this
Stupid
shit.
audience.
Yeah, instead of just, I don't know, watching the original at home. Like if you're that craving for your childhood past, just watch the movies from your childhood past. I'm so confused. Like why do you need a live action Little Mermaid? Like I just don't understand. I don't get it. So,
Genuinely consider seeing The Lion King 2019 in theaters as one of the worst decisions I've ever made in my
Yeah.
entire life.
Why?
It's just a terrible idea. Ugh.
yeah, I think that was a really
It's
sad
too much. It's
that
too
was,
much.
I think that was a really sad moment because I think that came out the same year as Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And yeah,
Yeah.
it hit number one and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and number two. And it's like we don't give a shit about original stories. We just give a shit about the same things that we've seen before, but just repackaged as a new thing. It's like Jesus Christ, yeah. So, but I
Not
don't know.
fucking around with my precious Lion King, please.
Yeah.
It's been too much.
It's
Oh, I can't win in franchises that I'm a fan of lately, like Lion King, Lord of the Rings, Pirates of the Caribbean. It's
Well, the thing is, Lion King isn't even supposed to be a franchise.
not even a franchise. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like what
the
the
stuff
most
I'm a fan of.
yeah, the most they did is that shitty sequel, Simba's Pride or whatever it's called, like
Simba's Pride,
that had incest or
and only
something.
furries like.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
so they only did that, and they did Lion King 1.5, but it's like it's not like they were trying to make like some conclusive trilogy. They were just like Disney just saw profits and they thought, well, let's keep doing that and make money. Like this just seemed like the same thing.
I
Like
miss when Disney did that.
what the straight to DVD like sequels.
Yeah, I miss those.
I mean,
I kind of
they're
have
still
a weird nostalgia for those.
they're still technically kind of doing that since isn't that what Frozen 2 basically was? Just like a shitty straight to DVD sequel, like that got a theatrical release.
Yeah, but they're not. Yeah, but they're not. But they get theatrical releases now.
Yeah, that's
so
what I
they're
mean.
not as
Like, but
special.
they're on the same quality as like a shitty straight to DVD sequel. So, because that's what Wreck-It Ralph 2 was, right? Or I didn't see
I mean,
it.
I don't know. I tried to watch Frozen. Oh, Wreck-It Ralph 2 was so bad.
Yeah, it's
That's beyond straight to DVD level.
yeah,
I think.
that's just set it on fire in the dumpster, the sort of level. So that should be one of the films that Disney purges from Disney Plus because they're starting to do that now. They're purging shit from Disney Plus. Like they're purging.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're purging.
So the
Artemis Fowl.
the Joey King movie.
Which one?
Oh yeah.
The princess or something like that. I forgot. It's something like that. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Artemis Fowl though. What a relic that's gonna be now.
Yeah, and they're purging Willow, the new Willow show that they made, and I was like, didn't that come out like last year? Like they're already like getting rid of it. Like, did people not give that much of a
Came
shit?
out this year. It came out like a few months ago.
Like Jesus
That's so
Christ,
funny.
yeah. So, but none of their beloved Star Wars
Hope
or
that doesn't.
Marvel.
I hope that doesn't set a bad precedent though.
I mean, it already has.
Paramount start.
Yeah, like it's just it already
That'd
has.
be fine,
like,
honestly. A Paramount purchased the Halo show though.
yeah, Paramount is just fucked, because they joined way too late in the game, and now they're just like, ooh, streaming service, but no one gives a shit, because it's like
No one's actually actively using Paramount Plus every night.
who at this point, fucking Apple TV has more to offer than Paramount Plus, like, because.
Yeah, they got the new Scorsese, so
Yeah, and they've got shit like Ted Lasso and all this other stuff. Like Apple TV at least has more to offer. Like I don't know what the fuck like Paramount Plus is offering that makes me want to like get their stuff. Like I want to.
Halo, nothing else.
Because is Top Gun Maverick also their thing or?
Oh yeah, that's true.
But like
that's on there.
But that's just like a theatrical release.
That was the last time I used it actually.
And
to watch Top Gun
I mean, I guess
Maverick.
if you're a Star Trek fan, then that also makes sense. But like, I'm not a Star Trek fan, so like that doesn't mean anything to me, So
I'm not a Trekkie.
yeah, I'm not a Trekkie. So yeah, I mean, let's be real though. We got to point our fingers at dumb Zaz.
Anyway,
he's the reason why like all of this is even happening in the first place. Because like once he did that for like Batgirl and like all these animated films, now every single company is doing this. Like, is it another company besides?
It always comes back to him.
Yeah, so, because wait, you guys don't have Hulu, right? Because Hulu's like a separate thing here. Because they're also purging content from Hulu.
I don't
Hulu is just Disney Plus here.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, because they're basically doing that. But yeah, I don't know. It's stupid. It's dumb. It's like,
yeah,
it's like this is like you
the
can't
state
blame
of business.
Yeah, you can't blame anyone but them because they're the reasons they have to purge content in the first place because their motto is just spend on like content as much as you can. But then when you realize no one cares about that content, it's like, well, okay, then what are you gonna do? Like what's the point? So, whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah. So.
Whatever. Anyway, on to more exciting news though.
Yes.
We all watched a trailer. The new Yorgos Lanthimos movie, Poor Things, and it looks kind of like Beau is Afraid, honestly. Got some Beau is Afraid vibes from it.
What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
I feel like you don't have any claim to say that when you haven't even seen the movie yet, Jules. So.
Just some crazy shit happening in the trailer.
You know what? If I'm
You know,
being honest,
like a Rick and Morty episode, like everything everywhere.
you know what? If I'm being honest, it kind of reminded me of of the Fifth Element. Because the Fifth Element was also a movie where it's like, oh, hot woman, but brain of a baby or whatever. Like, isn't that what happened in the Fifth
And
Element?
Bruce
You know?
Willis fucks her.
Yeah, Bruce Willis
Yeah,
kisses
I mean,
her in
I
her
suppose.
sleep because that's okay. You know, like it's okay to kiss women in their sleep. You know, like who needs consent? So,
According to Luke Besson.
yeah. So yeah, the trailer looked good
Yeah,
though.
the trailer was good though. I'm very excited for it.
Yeah, me as well. I like Yorgos Lanthimos movies. The favorite was probably my favorite of that year. I think I forgot what year it was, but the favorite was the best film of that year. And I saw The
Yeah.
Lobster a long time ago. I remember really enjoying it, but I also saw it when I was like 17 or something. So it's like been a while. But I remember liking The Lobster a lot. And then
Have you seen The Killing of a Sacred Deer?
I haven't yet. I need to watch that. I need to watch that in Dogtooth. Yeah, but
Watch
Lobster
that and
and
Dogtooth. Dogtooth's great.
yeah, Lobster and favorite great movies. Yeah, so obviously I'll see this one as well. So yeah, I know Luca, you're a big Lanthimos fan. So
I think
please
he's
give us your.
probably like one of my favorite directors, easily top 5, probably.
I was gonna say more than Luca Guadagnino or.
No, but one of my favorites.
Okay,
like,
cool.
Up there.
Mm-hmm.
Guadagnino's number 1, Wes is number 2.
Yeah, then maybe Yorgos is like number 3 or something.
Yeah.
This trailer looks fucking wild. I love it. The production design looks insane. I love the creature things going on in it. It looks batshit. It looks amazing. It looks like
Yeah, the whole
it has
premise
the
is
potential to be my favorite movie of the year, honestly. Like it just looks awesome.
the whole
Like
premise
Looks
is
kind of Dr. Seuss-esque.
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't want to know the premise. I don't want
Cat
to
in
know
the Hat.
anything.
So it's like
Yeah.
Mike Myers' Cat in the Hat. Yeah. So, yeah, it's what if Willem Dafoe made a anime girl, made a real life waifu? It's
He's
basically
cool.
what happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Willem Dafoe is just meant for Yorgos. Like it's insane that they haven't worked together at this point.
Have they not?
Well, I
I
guess they are
swear
now,
to.
but
Oh no! Yeah, they haven't. Wait, unless he was like in Dogtooth or Killing of a Sacred Deer, which
They
I haven't seen.
haven't
Okay, yeah.
worked
So,
together.
I think Willem Dafoe.
no one was in Dogtooth.
I think
Yeah.
I think Willem Dafoe is one of those actors where it's like he instantly makes it better just purely because he's in the movie. Like there's a reason why like he's the best part in No Way Home, right? You know?
Yeah.
In Speed 2 Cruise Control.
Was he in that? I don't even know that. So,
He played the bad guy.
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, but yeah, I think Willem Dafoe is like he's just the dude. Yeah, it's because then they make a whole movie with just Willem Dafoe, like a Castaway type thing, but he's stuck in a painting or something. What was it called? Inside or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
Inside?
so,
Oh yeah,
So-
Inside. I
I
watched
still haven't
that.
seen it. Good.
It's fine. Yeah. Like what Timmy says is correct. Like that movie would not have been as good as it was if Willem Dafoe wasn't in it.
Yeah, it's the
So,
same how like Castaway
yeah.
only works
Looking forward to
because
it.
Tom Hanks is because it's Tom Hanks. If it was anyone else, then like it'd be kind of fucked. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
So,
And if they got a better director.
oh, damn, mic drop.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I mean,
But yeah.
Robert
yeah, I mean,
Zemeckis.
Robert Zemeckis is
Yorgos.
bad now, but I do actually want us to talk about Who Framed Roger Rabbit at some point. I think that'd be make for a really fun discussion.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
So,
He made 2 good films, Who Framed Roger Rabbit and Back to the Future.
I think
It has
Forrest
not
Gump
made
is like a
anything good.
decent movie. I quite like Forrest Gump.
Oh, no. I never want to watch
Yeah.
Forrest Gump again in my life
Why not?
Why?
because
Wow.
it's just so everywhere. It's just so big.
You don't like the "Run, Forrest, Run," bit
I've
or
seen
whatever?
it once and I never have to watch it again.
Okay. No, but
Yep,
Who
same.
Framed Roger Rabbit? I want us to have a discussion on that.
Masterpiece.
Yeah, I really like.
Masterpiece.
Yeah, great film. So yeah. Anyway, any more to say
That's
about?
one of
Actually,
Jasper's favorites. Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Oh, really? That's cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he
Mhm.
loves
Jasper's got the
that movie.
best taste. He likes Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory as well. He is so based.
Mhm.
Yeah, I hope he's listening right now. All this praise.
Mhm. So,
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Any-
Jasper if you're listening.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Your one shout out. So, yeah. Anything more we want to say about Little Things? I mean, we're gonna go see it, and we'll probably talk about it when it comes out. So,
What'd you call it?
Little things.
sorry, what is it called?
Yeah.
I
Poor things.
Poor Things. Yeah, sorry, I was confusing it with the movie starring Denzel Washington and Jared Leto. That's what I was confusing it with. Yeah. So, yeah, Jared Leto is another actor that really illuminates a film when he's in it. So,
Saw a video of him climbing a building the other day.
yeah, I saw that and I was like, damn, that Jared. At least he's not like kidnapping people and then like grooming them like Ezra Miller did or whatever.
Maybe.
At least that he's not doing what they're doing. So, yeah.
Well, you heard that there was an unattended child upstairs.
Oh, well, you see, you say shit like that right after I'm done saying my thing. It's like, oh, yeah, I spoke too soon. So, yeah.
Well, no, not actually. I don't know why he was climbing the building.
Yeah, so.
Why was he just climbing a building? Yeah, what the fuck?
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe he's just like... Maybe he's more based than I thought of. He just has like an urge to climb, because that's something that I have.
It's probably because
I
he's
just
in
always climb
character to do
trees.
some shit, because like remember when he was making Suicide Squad, he like sent Margot Robbie like pig fetuses or something, whatever like stupid shit he did. I don't know.
Every single time I hear that story, it's a new thing that he sends someone, and each time the thing gets drastically more fucked up every time I hear. I have never heard about fucking pig fetuses, but like every single time I hear that.
Will Smith like anal beads. I know that one for a fact.
I've heard dead animals. I've heard used condoms. I have not heard fucking pig fetuses.
I know he
Jesus
sent
Christ.
a pig something. Yeah. So
What the fuck?
I think he sent Will Smith the pig, the dead one, and the anal beads.
Yeah, I don't know.
What
what's
the
going.
fuck? That's so weird. That's so.
I don't know what's going on with Jared. I mean, he must have something on people. Like that's why,
he's
like,
a fucking creepy dude. I hate him. Fuck Jared Leto.
I mean, that's not stopping Darren Aronofsky.
I don't know
from making
how
a
he's an
film
Oscar
with
winner.
Because he got
What
lucky.
did he win an Oscar for?
Dallas Buyers Club.
He won Best Supporting Actor for Dallas Buyers Club.
Oh,
Yeah. Which he
It's one of
wasn't
the
bad at.
most
He was like
bullshit wins ever.
Yeah, it was bullshit. Like there were like 2 or 3 other people that deserved it more than him, but like he wasn't bad in the film. Like I was actually pretty good. Because from what I haven't seen it in a long time. He plays like a
one over fucking Jonah Hill in Wolf of Wall Street. Jonah Hill is so much better.
Yeah, it was.
And also Michael Fassbender in
12 years.
12 Years a Slave.
Wait, that.
2012.
Oh
2013.
yeah. 12 Years a Slave and Wolf of Wall Street was the same year. Yeah, I totally forgot. Yeah.
The guy from Captain Phillips. That's really
another
great
one. Yeah, like I mean, and I'm sure like
bullshit.
Yeah,
bullshit.
Yeah, bullshit. I mean, like, and also it's kind of in bad taste as well because doesn't Jared Leto played like a trans character in Dallas Buyers Club? It's been like forever. I totally forgot.
I haven't seen Dallas Buyers Club.
Yeah. So.
I think he does because everyone keeps telling me to watch the movie, and by everyone I mean my mom. And I feel like if my mom keeps telling me to watch the movie, it is probably something to do with trans, and it's probably not handled well. That's all I am putting together in my mind about.
Yeah, that was how I
so.
felt about that Brian De Palma film. Fucking what's it called? Dressed to Kill. Like, Because it's
No.
basically Psycho, but if Anthony Perkins
No.
is a trans character, like that's basically what.
Well,
That's basically-
you know about Brian De Palma and Alfred Hitchcock.
Yeah, like he sucks his dick, like because half of his movies are just like homages to Hitchcock.
Alfred
Yeah,
Hitchcock.
so because that's what
Yeah.
Blowout was basically. Like it was basically just Rear Window, but
Yeah, I
instead of
know.
the camera and sound. I like Rear Window a lot more than Blowout. Like Blowout was good. I thought it was a good movie, but I didn't think it was like this masterpiece everyone was like telling me it was. Yeah. Yeah, make it better. I disagree. I think I still think Rear Window's
No one, yeah, so do I. But
Yeah. Have you seen Blowout or
that's I haven't.
Oh, okay.
But I am aware of of its contents and how much of it is like inspired by Rear Window.
Yeah, I do actually want Luca to watch Dress to Kill just purely cuz I want your thoughts
I
on
have
that.
watched it.
Oh, you have watched it? What are your thoughts on it?
I remember really liking it.
Oh, really? Okay. I thought it was like
When
super
I was
boring.
a younging.
Yeah, I thought it was like
I
kind
like it.
I thought it was like kind of boring if I'm being honest.
Wow.
But,
You
whatever.
like Brian De Palma?
I like Brian De Palma. I like
It's a
some of
shame.
his
It's
I don't hate Brian De Palma. Like some of his films I really, really love. Like Scarface.
Yeah.
Scarface is like an incredible movie. I love Scarface.
this is awesome.
Yeah.
Carrie's awesome.
I haven't seen Carrie.
Oh
I
my god,
I think I might.
Carrie. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Carrie is sick.
Yeah, but some
That's
of
a
his
slay movie if I've ever seen one.
yeah, but some of his
Yeah,
films
Carrie.
aren't amazing. Like I was so bored watching
His new films suck.
well, his new films suck, I'm assuming, because I haven't seen them, but like the first Mission Impossible he did was so boring. I just did not give a shit about anything that was happening.
Really?
Yeah, I was so bored. Yeah, there were two sequences that I thought were like super impressive, and then the rest of the film is just boring. Like I liked the FBI infiltration scene and I liked the train fight, but that's about it. I did not like anything else in the film. So,
It's genuinely a shame what happened to him because he's just like he's basically exiled from Hollywood now, and he has been for like pretty much the entirety of this century.
what
'cause,
did
like,
he
one
do?
of his
Did he like
films
talk shit?
bombed.
Yeah. Oh, okay, it bombed. Okay, I was
No,
gonna say, did
it's
he
just
talk
like his
shit or
films.
something? Yeah.
His films weren't profitable anymore. Made Mission to Mars, which was like
A
I think
huge bomb.
historically a box office bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the Black Dahlia was also like a huge bomb.
Black Dahlia.
Yeah, he's just hasn't made Black Dahlia. Yeah,
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. So,
I know someone called Dahlia, and I'm just used to
oh.
calling them like that,
Mhm.
not Dahlia.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that makes sense, like, and I guess I would, if I were him, I would be really, like, mad at like, his contemporaries, like, as, like, people like Scorsese and Spielberg are still getting, like, millions and millions of dollars to make their shit, and, like, barely, like, enough, so,
Not rarely.
I mean, yeah.
Look, we were literally just talking about how Scorsese is getting, like, the highest budgets of his
Yeah,
career.
like, he's getting, like,
at, like,
hundreds of
Netflix.
millions
Yeah,
of
but
dollars
like
to make
fucking wasn't the Fablemans a flop? Like
Yeah, but that's still in money, that's
Yeah,
still in
but, like-
I was more
yeah.
talking about Spielberg.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, because, like, even in the film before that, what was it? West Side Story that had, like, what, $100 million budget or something?
Side Story.
Yeah, so, yeah,
Yeah,
his movies
sure,
still get
actually,
money,
yeah.
yeah, like, and it doesn't even matter if, like, those two were flops, like, because you can just
Kind of depressing. His most profitable one of the last few years has been
Ready Player
Ready
One,
Player
yeah, it was
One.
like the same thing, yeah, because he could just make
yeah.
another one of those shit, and then he is back on track, like,
No, please no, please no,
yeah,
Steven.
like,
Ready Player 2, let's
Yeah,
go.
there's a book called
That
Ready
was
Player-
actually
yeah.
made. That's actually being.
I know.
It's actually being made, not by Spielberg though, but that's actually being made.
Actually, oh my god.
Read the book of that. It is goddamn
Yeah,
terrible.
I heard the first Ready Player One book wasn't even that good either. Like, it's just like some incel fantasy or something.
not.
Yeah. Um,
It's pretty funny
yeah,
though.
so, but I do want us
A guilty
to.
pleasure for the book.
I do want us to talk about a Brian De Palma film at some point. So if one of you guys want to do that, I'd be down. So,
Yeah, we might be watching Carrie this October.
mm,
Ooh,
yeah.
all right.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tease for the future. Yeah. So, anyway, do we want to talk
Anyway.
about Spiderman, the
Movie.
the Spider Boy, the next one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Across the everywhere.
Speaking of being exiled from high-ranking places. We saw.
I guess we're getting into
we
spoilers
saw-
immediately. So,
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my bad, everyone.
yeah, everyone and their mom have already seen it. Let's be real, we can just spoil it. So,
I mean, to be fair, it's in the trailer.
oh yeah, I guess so. I mean, you don't know that's the reason why all the spider people are chasing Miles. Like, I don't know. Maybe he said, maybe he called.
Maybe they just really wanted a hug.
Yeah, maybe he called Miguel O'Hara's mom fat or something. I don't know. So,
Maybe he called Miguel out for his racism.
how,
Bruh.
bro? You can't be racist when you're not.
But
like...
that's the whole point of this movie is like about diversity and about how anyone can be Spider-Man.
Except,
Yeah, but Miguel O'Hara's like, you can't be Spider-Man.
yeah,
Well, why not?
you're on a stake.
I'm not gonna say it because you have parents.
Imagine being bullied because your parents are alive. What a fucking loser.
Yeah, imagine being like, wow, what
Yeah.
the fuck? Your parents aren't
Yeah,
dead.
what a
the fuck?
fucking loser. Your parents are still breathing.
Oh my god, I can't believe you saved that guy's parents, Spider-Man, in the fucking India
Which, by the way, that
universe.
sequence
What
was
the
really,
fuck?
really awesome. Like that that moment.
The whole movie's really,
Such-
really
no,
awesome.
yeah, the whole
Whole
film is
movie's
really,
awesome.
really awesome. Like the animation, I don't know.
The whole movie.
You guys think? Yeah.
I don't know how it's
Yeah,
possible,
my
but they
God. You
like
guys think-
amped up the animation by like 1,000. Like they go so hard with like
So much
Literally.
yeah,
better.
the colors, like the actual animation itself, like the way like certain sequences just pop. Like the last like hour of this movie is just like a fucking like Vincent Van Gogh painting like come to life. Like holy shit. It's like I didn't see the film in 3D, but I was kind of like hoping. I kind of wish I did because it's like this moment is like made for like 3D, like some like Avatar Way of Water shit or whatever. It was so great. Like it, I felt like I had to hold my breath for like the last hour because of how like action packed and like exhilarating it is. You know, like yeah.
Same.
So
The theater crashed halfway through though.
oh really? Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
sucks.
It's the I've been going to that theater since I was a kid for my whole life, and that's the first time that's ever happened. It's like on right on the frame where they crash into the Alchemex building in Mumbattan, and then just the screen went black.
Oh
Oh
my
my
god!
god. That
This is the crisis
Yeah.
of movies.
How long did it?
I mean,
I
thankfully
hope
it only
wasn't
took them
too
like
long.
5 minutes to get it back
Okay.
up again,
Yeah.
but like
Good.
Yeah.
Damn.
it was still pretty
This is
funny.
the crisis of movies. You need to can it run? It's like can it run Crisis? Can it run across the Spider-Verse? So, yeah, the Mumbattan
Yeah.
sequence is just like so many of the new characters are just
Fantastic.
so cool. Like, and not only did they have like great voice acting, but like their actual animation style is just so unique. Like everyone has
Oh
their
my
own,
God.
basically their own animation style. Like Spider-Punk.
Fucking Gwen's fucking universe nearly made me fucking
Yeah.
cry. The universe, not even the story, which I do very
I
much
also
appreciate
appreciate it
what they
as
did with
well,
her.
yeah.
but
Yes, yes.
yeah. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. And you mentioned Spider-Punk. Holy fuck, awesome! Such great animation. He felt
Such a
so
great character
Yeah, he
fluid,
was-
as well.
but also he was like made from like newspaper clippings that were like constantly sketchy and scratchy.
Yeah, his
Oh my
character
goodness.
design reminded me
I-
of like one of those like fliporama like type shit where it's like you have to move the page like really fast to like see an image. Like it was kind of like that, but
Oh,
yeah, but I mean
Fliporama.
that in like a positive thing. Like
Yeah.
it's so unique. Like, I don't even know how they pulled that off. If I'm being honest, like I'm still trying to figure out how they
Oh my
pulled that off.
gosh.
Like specifically, like a lot of this movie where it's like
I don't know how they pulled off this
yeah,
movie.
exactly. This entire movie, I was like, how did they pull this off? Like, I don't understand, you know? So,
This movie is better than the first Spider-Verse. I just have
I
to say.
disagree. Yeah,
No, it is.
Yeah, I might see it a second
yeah,
time.
I'm also
but
seeing it
yeah.
a second time.
don't think
So,
so.
like, I know for
Wow.
sure my rating is gonna go up when I see it a second time, but I don't think it's better than the first one. I think
Then just do it now. Do it
do it now.
Fuck
Okay,
it.
yeah, I'll do it
now.
after this
Do it
recording.
now.
Yeah. So, I mean, I already like switched.
Nah, do it now, then you can do it for your rating.
I mean, I already switched places with Suzume. I moved Suzume down one and this movie up one.
Okay, but like the fact that you guys have given this only an 8 is like actually like really fucked up, guys. Like, guys. This
An
movie-
8 out of 10
an 8 out of
is
10
too
is
low.
still a high rating, like, and
I know.
it's
but
edging
this
to a
movie,
9
guys,
anyway, so it's like, you know, it very much could be a 9, like, when I see it again, and I will see it again at some point, you know, so, I think, like,
is
the reason why I hesitate on
phenomenal.
saying, like, this is better, this is, like, I don't think this is better than the first of all, the first film is, like, a more complete story, like, this is basically the fucking Matrix, which is the second one again? Matrix Reloaded. This is the Matrix Reloaded. Of Spider-Man movies, in the sense that, like, they set up a lot of things, but there's no conclusion. Like, it just fucking ends. Like, it obviously this is like a million times better than Matrix Reloaded, but it's like it's still just kind of unsatisfying. Where it's like, I think, like, you could still do this. Like, you can still, like, have the it's like a part 1 of a part 2 sort of thing. If they just ended, like, a bit earlier, like if they ended at the bit where Gwen and her dad, like, hug and make up or whatever, I think if you ended it there, I think that the film would have been perfect then. Like, I that would have been fine, but they just kept going because they needed to
Yeah,
set up all this
I
other
was
shit.
thinking
Yeah, because
that
they needed to
too.
set up all this other shit with, like, Miles and, like, the different dimension or whatever. It's like, come on, movie, you didn't need to show all this. Like, you could have saved this for the next film. Like, if they had just ended at the Spider-Gwen section, perfect. I would have given it immediately 9, 10 out of 10, whatever, you know, like, but
Yeah, I did feel like it was gonna have too many endings. Like, it built up to a climax with, like, in its music and visuals, like, at least 3 times for me, honestly.
Mhm.
Like, because, like, it was at the point where it was, like, near the end of the chase in the Spider-Man universe, and I was like, okay, they're gonna have to wrap it up soon. I'm realizing now that this is gonna be a 2-parter. And then I was like, okay, so they're gonna end it when he gets teleported to the new world. And, like, maybe they'll do some kind
Yeah,
of...
then it just kept
Yeah.
going.
Yeah, then they kind of get going.
they just
And then I'm like, okay, they're gonna end it with this Gwen shit,
Mm-hmm.
obviously. And then they kind of kept
Kept
going.
going.
And I was like, oh, okay. That was, like, my only problem with the film. But even then, like, I was still kind of impressed by, like, how there was just still more movie for me to watch. So I was like, I wasn't that, like, put off by it, because I was like, oh shit, okay, I guess they're giving me more movie. Okay, I'm down with this.
yeah, but it's
and,
it's one
yeah.
of those, like, they just kind of like they kind of couldn't help themselves, like, because I was actually kind of, like, disappointed that they showed all that other stuff with, like, Miles. It's like, why would you show all this and, like, at the end of the second film? Like, this would have been a really cool reveal in the third film. It's like, well, now I know, like, I have to expect this now. It's like I
I think it's just to add, like, a bit of... Yeah, but I guess, like, him being in the wrong dimension is stakes enough. But, like, I don't know. I see how they...
I feel like even
would
then you could
decide
end
to
it there.
end it that
Like, you could
way,
end it
like-
right there when Miles realizes, oh shit, like, I'm in the wrong direction. Like, even that would have been, like, a fine ending. But they
Yeah.
couldn't help themselves and
Yeah.
kept going. And I was like, dude, just end the movie already. Like, I don't spoil any of this for me. I want to experience this, like, with fresh eyes, like, in the next movie. Now I can't because they couldn't help themselves.
I just personally don't know how they would handle it, like, in the beginning. I personally don't know how they would reveal that in the beginning of...
You could do,
the
like, a
next
cool, like,
movie.
intro sequence,
like,
and then, like,
now-
opening credits. It's like Spider-Man Beyond the Spiderverse, and then continue, because that's what happened in this film.
Yeah, I guess
because they had
so,
that, like,
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, no, I think I agree with Luca. I don't think it could have been
Really?
done
Okay.
at the beginning
Okay.
of the
Yeah.
third one.
I disagree. I think
Like
Yeah.
now that Timmy
I
said
think it feels more
like,
satisfying.
Now that Timmy said it, I can picture it in my head, but, like, I do kind of
Yeah.
see why they decided to end it where they did within this one. I just think I wouldn't have minded, honestly, if it just didn't feel like they were building up to a climax, like, so
Mhm.
many times. Like,
I know.
it's like every single time that music was fucking sending
The
it,
music
and
is
I loved
awesome.
it.
I really,
Like,
really love
I
the
was
music,
into
yeah.
it, but
Mhm.
yeah, near the end,
Served.
I was like, okay,
Served.
it's gonna end here. And they're like, oh, okay. It's
Mm.
gonna end here.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh,
I just kept
okay.
expecting
Yeah,
it to
I
cut
was-
to black.
Because I watched this
Yeah.
at like a 9:30 showing, and it was like edging towards midnight, and I was like, is this gonna end soon? Like, I would like to go home in a bit. So yeah,
One of the longest animated films I've ever seen.
apparently it's the longest like American animated film, like, ever or something, right? Or
Really?
What?
yeah,
Oh.
I think so.
Crazy.
At least like
surely
Western
there's more.
animation. Yeah, I don't know. Apparently, it is. Yeah, I think like it
What do you
sounds like a
mean?
net.
But like Avatar: Way of the Water exists.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Um. Yeah, I like I don't mean to sound nitpicky with the ending, but it's like that's what's like keeping me from like giving this a 10 out of 10, because like I think the first Spider-Verse is just like a perfect like self-contained story. Like it has the cool animation, but it also has like a like a very like touching hero's journey for not just Miles, like but for everyone else. Like Peter has an arc, like Gwen has an arc, like even the fucking Spider-Ham like has an arc, and like Nicolas Cage like Spider-Man and like anime Spider-Man, like everyone has like their own individual arcs and stuff like that. And in this one, like the focus is more on Miles and Gwen, and that's fine. Like I just think
I
that
love
like
that.
yeah, what was a bit lacking for me is that like there was a lot of like growth given to the side characters in the first one, and in this one it's like, whoa, check out all the cool spider people and stuff like that. Like I wish like I don't mind all the cameos. Like I fucking like cheered when like all the cameos, like the Spectacular Spider-Man showed up, and like Spider-Man PS4 showed up, and all these like random ass cameos. I loved bits like that so much. But it's like, but man, I wish like the depths and like characters that we gave to the side characters, like I wish we had like someone like a Peter B. Like Peter B. Parker's in this film, but like he's just in there to just go, look, I have a baby now, like I wish we had more depth for like a side character like
we
that,
had more of him.
Yeah, exactly.
I think they do that pretty well with like the relationship
Surprisingly.
between Gwen and her dad, and then Miles and her parents. They do like a nice contrast between how they're dealing with like the situation and stuff, and then being. I love what they did with Gwen, honestly.
Yeah,
like...
she was awesome.
Fantastic.
She might have been my favorite character, if I'm being honest. So
I think, yeah, I think the decision to make her trans was very cool. Like,
is she trans? Is that like a
Yes.
confirmed thing, or?
Yes. I don't know if it's confirmed, but like by the directors, but the movie confirms it. And no one can tell me otherwise.
So the directors don't need to confirm it. It's true then.
Yeah, like the movie literally does it for you. Like, and I don't give a fuck about if any conservative people are like, no. The movie literally tells it to you, like literally in the film. And I was like, oh my god.
You could certainly
yes,
interpret
please.
the film that way, like the way that like,
yeah, for sure.
Gwen comes out to her dad about being Spider-Man. You can certainly interpret that as also like just coming out of the closet in general, like coming out to your parents like that.
Yeah,
you could certainly interpret it that way. I'm not 100% sure
what it is.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure like if that's like exactly what they were going for. I would need to hear like Lord and Miller themselves just straight up admit this. Like I would need to hear that before I like 100% can like jump into that pool, like
I mean, I think there's enough. I think it's kind of like a situation like The Climb.
There's enough there to probably say she is trans.
I just need like a Wachowski confirmation sort of thing where like the people have like interpreted like the Matrix as like a trans allegory, and then the Wachowskis go, yeah, that's basically what it was. Like I just need something like that where they just straight up confirm, yes, exactly what we're going for. I'm not saying like that's not what they were going for. I just need the artist to just confirm it for me. So
I don't think that's like necessary though. I think you're allowed to interpret things like however the fuck you want. Like it's art. You're allowed to piece it together and get your own experience.
Yeah,
from
I guess that's fair. Yeah,
and like, it's not like a thing that they're. I mean, it kind of in a way it feels like a thing that they're trying to hide, but it's also a thing that they're trying. I think they're trying to.
I mean, it was definitely subtle.
Pretty open about it, I think. When you notice
when
it.
you shared with us the image of the poster in Gwen's room, the what was it? What did it say? Like trans rights or something like that. Like I didn't even catch that the first time I saw it. Yeah, I didn't even catch it. I was just like,
yeah, no one just has that poster in their room and isn't trans. Like, like.
How did her dad not figure it out before?
Her dad fucking knew. There's a.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
On his police coat, there's also a trans flag on it, kind of suggesting that he respects.
Well, that's true. He just didn't know she was Spider-Man.
Yeah, but they use her coming out story as Spider-Man as kind of like a mimicry of that story of being trans.
And that makes
all the colors in her universe are blue and pink and white and they become more vibrant and alive and colorful when she like hugs him and experiences like these moments of joy, and they become very dark, and like that death of Peter scene and everything. Her universe was honestly one of the most
Yeah,
pretty
I think
ones easily. Like, oh my
on a
god.
visual level, the first like 30 minutes is just like pure perfection. Like you mentioned the color, the use of
Beautiful.
color,
Oh my
the way they
God.
like use color to like indicate like tone and like the character's like emotions and feelings, like that was really really awesome. Like that was just so beautiful, and the way they used color to like enhance the character like emotions as well. Like during like that scene where between Captain Stacy and Gwen for the first time, like they use like pink and like blue and all this shit, like dark colors and stuff like that. So good. Like it straight up
Yeah.
is like a Masaki Yuasa film. Like I know you guys never seen a Yuasa film, but like it was like screaming Masaki Yuasa. Like apparently like Christopher Miller, like I don't know if he could. The film just like
I'll take your word for
yeah,
it.
it reminded me of something like Mind Game, like which I will recommend at some point, and we'll talk about it at some point. But like, yeah, it was like a very colorful Masaki Yuasa type movie. I really really loved it, and it just so much. It's just like bursting with so much energy and passion. Like everyone clearly cared when making this film. Like right down to the voice actors, because like I watched behind the scenes like interviews, and like Shamik Moore and Haley Steinfeld like seemed super super into it. They were like, oh hell yeah, like we were so excited when we got to see it for the first time. And
Yeah.
yeah, and like all the voice acting is great as well. Like I loved Oscar Isaac's character. He was awesome. Like I thought they
It's
rushed.
so good.
Yeah, I think they
He's
rushed
been in
his.
3 Marvel films now.
Yeah. Wait, what was the third one? He did this. He did X-Men. What was the other one? Moonlight.
Knight.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think they rushed his backstory a little bit. Like I think it was like just kind of a bit lame to just be like, yeah, my kid died and that's it. Like I would like a little more elaboration on that, but
No,
like that's it.
I
Like
liked it.
yeah, I know it was like fine for like getting his character moving, but it's like I just needed a little more, like that's the whole reason why like I'm hesitating to say it's better than the first, because it's like I just kept thinking to myself, this is awesome, but if I could just get a little bit more, like it would be like perfect, the same way that Into the Spider-Verse is perfect, hopefully this all makes sense and it's just not just like crazy talk or something. So
I loved the
Yeah,
Spot.
no.
I think he was
Spot was so funny.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was funny. And like
He was funny, but he was also intimidating as well in his
I
own way.
love the
Yeah, like they make him really intimidating. Like he's just some dude.
yeah, it's all
and
because
then,
of a
like,
bagel.
they
The visual when he
transform
like he combines, I guess, with the combiner in the Alchemax, like that was like
him.
a really cool but also like kind of
Do
scary
you think
visual.
that's a
Those
reference?
fucking visuals of him at the end of the film where he looks like goddamn fucking
Yeah.
Spiderman were like insane.
Yeah.
I love that.
It looks like something from
yeah.
straight out of DeviantArt. Yeah. So
Yeah, it looks like a fucking
Jason Schwartzman did a great
yeah,
job as well.
he was
with-
great.
with that voice.
Yeah, I love. Even he has his own character arc. I wish he was in the second half, but he's just basically gone in the second half, which I did have kind of an issue with. But like again, that's just-
I kind of missed him. I was like, oh.
yeah, because that's just, but that's
Yeah.
just like something I'm sure they'll like resolve in the third. This is why like I'm just. I'm
course.
just struggling with these like part 1 of 2 movies. It's like I can't even like say if flaws in these movies are flaws until I see the other film. It's like with Dune, where it's like I don't know if like Dune is gonna suck by the end, because it's like this is only half the first
be.
half. So
Well,
it will be good.
yeah, I mean it probably
I don't-
will.
I honestly don't find it that hard to judge. Like if the next movie somehow sucks, I'm still gonna love what I saw in this one. Like I
think yeah, definitely.
I don't think no matter how bad the next one is, I still think that this one was extremely satisfying
Mhm.
and like great and like a huge improvement upon the first, especially like in its presentation and stuff.
I
did your
disagree with
guys-
that, but yeah.
Did your audience have any reactions to it being a a part 1 or like having to be continued at the
Oh,
end.
yeah.
Not really.
Yeah,
No.
everyone in the theater, everyone in my theater was like, "What? Are you kidding me?" But then they were also clapping as well. I think no one really knew it was a part 1 of 2.
No one was really
No.
reacting that way. I was really hoping someone would, because like every time I see a Marvel movie, it's like I always get assholes like that. But this one, it's like I actually wanted to hear someone's reaction, but no one did, and it's like, what the hell, you know? So
Yeah, I also got no reactions.
In that joke where Spider-Punk like looks at the void and he goes like, "It's a metaphor for capitalism." For some reason, it took the audience like 3 seconds. Like it was like they were on a delayed reaction to like laugh at that, but it was one of the ones that they laughed at the most. It was so
that was
strange.
I think, yeah, Daniel Kaluuya was fucking awesome. He was like perfect for that kind of Spider-Man.
so
Yeah,
good.
and like every like thing that came
Yeah.
out of his mouth was just pure gold. I loved every single thing they said.
Oh
yeah.
my god, when he said like I hate the AM and I hate the PM as well. I was like, there's such a double meaning to that line that's so genius.
I didn't get that
It's so
joke, so
funny.
if you want to explain, PM
Like-
stands for Prime Minister, right? Or
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
the joke. Okay, I don't know what AM stands for then.
It's just AM and PM like times, so there's
Yeah.
a double meaning to that. He's saying I hate the morning and I hate the night, but then he's also saying I hate the PM as well, which is what they call the British Prime
Oh.
Minister.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so
Yeah, he was. Yeah, on that topic, who was your like favorite alternate Spider-Man that wasn't
aside
a
from
character the
Miles and
first movie?
okay,
Yeah. I mean,
honestly-
mine would be Gwen if that, but excluding the
He's a
main,
main character.
characters.
yeah, well, yeah, let's not include characters from the first film, like characters that didn't show up in the first film. Let's say that. Honestly, I think Spider-Man India. I loved his character.
He was great.
He wasn't in
he
it
was
much, but like,
awesome.
yeah, like the whole like, there's just something about him that like stands out. Like this is like a very different kind of Spider. In the same way, like how like Spider-Ham and like anime Spider-Man was like a different kind of Spider-Man that I wasn't expecting. And like everything that he also said, his mouth like that came out of his mouth, just pure like comedy gold. Like I've seen the
This
the
is where the
chai
British
tea.
stole our stuff.
Yeah, this is where the British stole our stuff. Yeah, and like the chai tea bit, I've seen that like at least 600 times like in trailers before, but that still made me laugh when I saw that
That
movie.
made me laugh so hard.
So,
that was
yeah.
Just love that bit.
Yeah, and he's like, I really love the
Oh my
bit
word.
where he and this versions of Mary Jane like are together, and then her dad shows up, and it's like, I'm sorry, I don't know this woman. I have never met this woman in my entire life. I found that so funny. Yeah, so-
It's like such an old, overused, kind of obvious joke, but it still gets me every time.
yeah. So, but I
It's
also
done right,
really loved.
obviously,
Yeah,
but-
Spider-Punk was also one of my favorites as well. I really loved him.
Spider-Punk was
Obviously.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm. So, who are you guys' favorites?
I like the dinosaur Spider-Man.
Yeah, I was about to give that one a shout out.
You guys reckon his canon event was?
Oh my god, did any of you guys see that Twitter thing with the Spider Cat one?
Oh
Yes,
I know what
you're talking- I know what you're talking
I've
about.
seen that. Yeah. So.
With Shane Dawson.
Mhm.
Yeah, and someone was like, what was Spider Cat's canon event? And then someone replied with an image of Shane Dawson. Oh my god.
Oh my god, I was crying when I saw that. Just-
Mhm. Yeah.
I burst out laughing on the tram and everyone was looking at me.
Oh, how did you guys react to the Donald Glover cameo as Prowler?
I
Oh, yeah, I
thought
was like-
that was cool. I did not.
I was like,
a
yeah,
lot
that's
of the
cool, but
other
like then,
live-action
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
I wasn't really vibing with when like they fucking put Andrew Garfield on screen.
I
I
kind of
didn't
liked
like
that. That was
when-
kind of cute. Yeah. So because they reference
I
I
didn't-
liked when they put like Toby on screen, like just in
I
the
liked when
background.
they put Toby on
I
screen
liked that
because that
too,
was like
yeah.
something that you could like maybe miss,
Go
or like
on.
it's something that's
Yeah.
like in the background.
but the Andrew
you know, but,
Garfield
like,
one was like front and center.
Yeah, they like shoved that in your face.
Yeah.
They're like, yo. And then yeah, like all the live action stuff just felt a bit weird to me.
I thought that
just
was
a
kind of an
smidge. I didn't
interesting
like a lot
choice.
of it.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of a pretty
Yeah.
sweet choice. It was like it's not like exactly like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit type, but like I just imagine like that would make such a cool idea of a movie,
yeah.
like a live action Spider-Man character stuck in like an animated Spider-Man world. Like that would be such a cool idea for a movie. Yeah, and I like
Yeah.
how they didn't show footage of Tom Holland. They just like referenced Tom Holland because I think like Spider-Man 2099 says something
Referenced
like
him, yeah.
like Doctor Strange and that nerd from Earth,
Yeah.
like whatever, like I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen Spectacular Spider-Man?
Yeah. When
I have
five or
not the whole
something.
show. I don't think I ever saw it, but I
That
watched it a lot when I was a kid.
Yeah, that show super nostalgic. Like that was my favorite, not just Spider-Man cartoon, but like my favorite cartoon when I was a kid. And so when I saw him again in the movie, and he's voiced by the same voice actor, Josh Keaton, like as the voice actor from the show, I think I almost lost my mind. I was so happy. I was so excited.
I didn't. Apparently, there was a Venom cameo, but I didn't see that shit.
It was
Did you guys
yeah,
see
no, it
it?
was the scene where like the Spot like goes through different dimensions, and like the live action scene that the
Oh
Spot's
yeah,
in. That's like
the lady,
lady from
at
Venom.
the
Yeah, so
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't like that scene.
really,
so,
again, like I
yeah.
thought it was cute, like it like a cartoon in like a Spider-Man cartoon character in like a live action Spider-Man world, like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Like this is like such a cool idea. Like I want them to do something like this, like either in the next movie or in a separate
Really?
movie. Yeah,
I
so
do not want that at all.
you don't? I think that would be a cool
I
They
was
did
really,
enough. They did enough.
was really hoping that Eminem tune was gonna
my
play, because
God.
I feel like the Lord and Miller would like know about that. Like I was like, please do it, please do it.
And they didn't do it.
It didn't
Yeah,
happen.
like Lord and Miller are such memers. Like I was going
I love 'em.
I was originally going to make like a video dedicated to Lord and Miller, but then I dropped out of that. I stopped that. But when I was watching some of their old stuff in preparation, yeah, they're like such crazy
Cloudy with a
memers.
Chance of
Yeah,
Meatballs?
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. I was gonna see the Lego movie, but I just didn't have time. But like this is their shtick. They just love these like wacky, like memey humor. But like that's what makes them endearing. Like the reason
And
why Oh yeah, sorry, go
I
ahead.
have a lot of things with like issues with like fathers and stuff in their films, and like father-son relationships.
In
I
like
don't know,
in
you
Lord
just
and Miller
noticed-
films?
Yeah,
Okay.
in like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs and the Lego movie, and obviously this movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have no problem with fathers and Lord and Miller. Lord and Miller.
Yeah, no, I'm not, but I've noticed that's like a reoccurring theme in their movies.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Were fathers a prominent thing in 21 and 22 Jump Street? They also did that, I think. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Even
I
that
mean, yeah.
Mitchell's one has the father dynamic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I
yeah.
love how like
Yeah.
Lord and Miller are such prominent like creative people. Like even if they don't direct something, you can just immediately tell that that they were involved in some way, that they got their hands on like either the script or as like producers or something. Like because the Mitchells versus the Machines also like screamed like Lord and Miller to me. So, yeah, I just.
Mm.
The writing is just really great, and I want to go back a bit to the Spot, and this is why I was so bummed that that they just remove him from the second half of the film, like because I loved his little arc, like I love how he's like, because he's essentially a joke character, like he literally started because Peter B. Parker threw a fucking bagel at his head, like. And that's how he became. I was a bit confused on like how exactly.
Miles throws the bagel.
Oh yeah. You're right. Sorry. Yeah, Miles throws the bagel, and like that like spiraled into him becoming the Spots for some reason. And I loved that little bit where he's like,
That was so funny. I love that.
yeah, like
Shit.
the opening, like that scene where robbing the convenience store is like, no, sir, please, like
It's
just let me
like-
rob you.
I liked-
Yeah, so yeah.
I liked how they kind of took the meta nature of Spider-Man and like made it and like used the tropes and stuff to create like a engaging narrative
Mhm.
around it, because like even that scene of like the Spot like telling his origin story can kind of be like is kind of
Yeah.
self-aware, like this movie's very self-aware. It's like this is a extremely ridiculous story, and then therefore you perceive the Spot to be like an extremely ridiculous guy with like the way he acts, and like even Spider-Man's like, hey, you're just the villain of the week, and then he transforms to be like this fucking huge
Yeah.
menace, like a multiverse level threat.
Yeah, and I love
Yeah.
his own
Yeah,
character growth
like,
as well, because it's
really
like
awesome.
his like they make a joke out of the fact that his
So inexperienced.
yeah, they make a joke out of the fact that like his origin story is stupid. And so and like he's kind of like hurt by
Yeah.
that, so like he wants to get more power and stuff until eventually like the character is like forced to take him
Yeah.
seriously, but then it's like too late. It's like sorry, I'm just like, I'm not a villain of the week anymore, sort of thing. Like, it was, he went from like such a stupid character to kind of like an intimidating character, you know, like the animation design,
like-
you know, where he's like just all like you said, Luca, like where he's basically just like a Slender Man type thing or whatever. It's like, it's kind of scary.
fucking
Yeah.
creepy shit.
Mhm.
Yeah. He like turned from like the
Yeah.
guy in the end of Guardians of the Galaxy to like Thanos, like within a whole movie. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. And
yeah.
I love how,
I liked how they balanced like the human and like just like the personal like human story bits and then like the big Spider-Verse
Yeah.
stuff. Because I will admit, like a part of why the first Spider-Verse film works really well is because it does feel relatively low stakes. Like it still feels like a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man kind of story. And I was worried that this film was gonna like strip that away and make like a huge thing out of it. But by the end of the runtime, I think they definitely deserve that like huge stakes scale like to
Yeah.
it. And they still managed to like keep it personal in ways and like keep it grounded for this like giant scope kind of
Yeah,
thing.
and you can-
and I really like the pacing was immaculate. Not 1 second was I bored in this
No,
movie
me neither,
at
yeah.
all. I like towards the
Neither.
end, like we had that little discussion, like it dragged like just a smidge, like trying to find its ending. But before like those last like 10 minutes, like or maybe like 10
Everything
20
just
minutes,
felt like so
everything
good.
just
Yeah.
flew by. Like, oh my god.
Done
it's
like such a
so
great, like tight pace.
dynamic. Yeah, like it's so quick fire, but also like you can like process everything so easily. It's like very watchable. And yeah, it's just and its blend of animation, like the visuals are absolutely insane.
yeah.
I love this movie so much.
I think we all
it's
do,
Probably
yeah.
currently my favorite of the year.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
it's
think,
number one on the
like-
Letterboxd
Well,
top
then Rye
250 or whatever. So it's like, yeah, it's like
Oh yeah, it's not
Yeah,
as
it
not as good as
literally
that.
is.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't think it's the best movie of all time, but it's fucking up there.
Yeah.
Like, I won't agree. Like, I won't disagree if it like stays in the top 10 or some shit. Like,
yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
a crowd pleaser, but it's
deserves
also
a
a
spot in the top
phenomenal
250.
Oh
movie.
yeah, absolutely.
Like,
Yeah, because like the
yeah.
first Spider-Verse film is like what, like number 12 or something, number 13 or something on
Yeah.
like top 250. So like, yeah, like clearly like they know what they're doing with these movies. Like, you know, like you were mentioning the personal story. I was kind of getting teared up a little bit with the confrontation between Miguel O'Hara and Miles, you know, because like that's where they reveal the twist where it's like, you're just an anomaly, you're just a mistake, you were never meant to be Spider-Man and you never will be Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And he's just like, nah, man, I'm just gonna do my own thing. Like he basically
Yeah,
says
I
that.
am Spider-Man.
Yeah, like
I thought I rarely
does
wish
say that.
I rarely wish they were because I rewatched the previous Spider-Verse like a few days before this,
Mhm.
and a big part of that first movie is like anyone can wear the mask.
Yeah.
So I thought they were gonna repeat that line in that scene, and they didn't, which is fine. But like I think this film like even more was further driving home that scene, like that theme. Sorry, anyone can be Spider-Man. Anyone can wear the mask.
Yeah,
no matter where you're from, no matter who you are.
And I love how it like
And-
challenges the idea of what it means to be Spider-Man because they introduce this
Yeah.
idea of like the canon or whatever, something like that. And
yeah,
Miguel O'Hara basically explains like,
It's a trolley problem.
yeah, like certain things need to happen in order for you to be Spider-Man. Like, you know, you need to get bit by a spider, your uncle
Yeah.
needs to die, a loved one needs to
And
die, and then
then-
like, you know, a police captain needs to die. But I love how they challenge this idea. I mean, both literally, because like Miles kicks the shit out of him, but like metaphorically as well, because Miles being a mistake,
Yeah.
like, or sorry, Miles like being an anomaly, like not like intended to be Spider-Man, like is proof that you don't have to do these things in order to be Spider-Man. Like you can do whatever you need to do, like. And you're still just as much Spider-Man as like, you know, everyone else.
Yeah,
and I love how
exactly.
like Gwen is also proof of that because like Gwen's dad who's also a police captain doesn't die, but like she's still fine. So like, and I love that like little really. This is why I wish they ended it at that moment, like at the end of her scene, because her realizing that like
Yeah,
Miles is right. You
like-
don't need to do all these things to be Spider-Man. Like, you don't have to like watch a loved one die just to be Spider-Man. You can still be Spider-Man without having to do any of these things. And like I thought that was so touching. Like I thought that was really great and really
Yeah.
smartly written as well.
Because
Mhm.
the movie starts with Gwen, so that's why, like, at that moment, I thought, okay, it makes sense that it would
Yeah.
end,
It'd end
Gwen
with
as
her.
well.
But it didn't. They
Yeah.
just couldn't help
But
themselves.
I still did
Yeah.
like the ending. That fucking chase scene at the end when they're all like hunting him down, that was like fucking awesome. Like all those
Yeah,
Masterful.
so gorgeous. Yeah, and like all the spider people,
Yeah.
like I had to like check. I had to go on Letterboxd to see who all the voice actors were. So many like random voice actors that I wasn't expecting. Like apparently, Ben Reilly, Scarlet Spider, was voiced by Andy Samberg. I didn't even know that until like after I saw the film. And
wow.
the cowboy
Wow.
Spider-Man,
That's
the cowboy
crazy.
Spider-Man was voiced by Taron Killam, who was like on SNL and all that stuff, and yeah, just like lots of like weird like characters. But I liked how like kind of weird and out they were.
There's J.K. Simmons.
Yeah,
in
J.K.
that,
Simmons
the
is in
Lego
there.
universe.
Oh my god, the Lego Spider-Man.
Oh, the Lego
Yeah, that was
segment.
just ripped straight
Yeah.
from the Lego movie.
By a
Yeah, it was
14-year-old?
apparently like directed by a 14-year-old or something, which like
Yeah, that's fucking insane.
Which-
like when I heard
That's
about that, I
insane.
was like,
which makes me
what?
wonder what I'm doing with my life. It's like I'm like what, like 9 years older than this kid, and
Yeah.
like they're already in making movies and shit, and I'm like, what am I doing with my life? So
No, but he made, after the trailer came out, presumably when they pretty much finished the whole movie, when he made that like Lego version, and that's when they invited him to be in the film. So they were like willing to like make like a change like that late into production with like only a few more months basically to
it's
go.
not.
Is that
Which is
really how it
insane.
went?
I'm
Like,
assuming that's
is
how it
that
went. Yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
it's like-
I read a New York Times article interviewing him, and he said that's
yeah,
how it
and
went.
it's like
Oh wow, that's crazy.
yeah, it's like I can imagine it's like
Either that or they hired him before the production,
which I
would
doubt.
be
Yeah,
strange.
that would be weird. Yeah, because
Yeah.
because I saw the trailer like once I heard about that, and I was like, yeah, like this kid has like a lot of talent. Like
Insane.
I really I at first I thought that was just something Lord and Miller did themselves because I thought like, oh, is this like their callback to the Lego movie because they also did the Lego movie. But now I heard that now I'm learning it's like directed by a 14-year-old, and it's like, wow, like kids these days are so fucking talented. Like I'm just so jealous, you know? Like, oh my god. And that bit
Yeah.
like
Cheers.
it's not that integral to the plot. Like you could literally cut that scene out of the film and it wouldn't change a single thing. But the fact that they put it in is like means that like they're still like they just know that
That was one
yeah,
of my favorite scenes.
it's still
honestly.
an entertaining scene. Like they know how to have
I had
fun,
the-
you know. So
I had such a I had such a smile on my face when like the Lego came out, and I was like, oh my
Yeah.
god, yes, this is
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
this is everything I could have
I was
wanted.
just happy to see Lord and Miller Lego stuff again. You know, after the Lego movie, because like every single like
Yeah, exactly.
subsequent
I'm
Lego.
just happy to see Lego stop motion.
Yeah, because every single
It's not stop motion, but like
every single subsequent Lego movie has just not been on the same level as the first Lego movie.
don't disrespect the Lego Batman movie. That one.
I liked
is
the
a
Lego.
very-
I liked the Lego Batman movie. I just don't think it was on the same level as the first Lego movie. And then you know the Lego Ninjago movie was such a boring ass film.
Oh
I
my
don't
God,
even
that movie sucks.
I don't even think I finished the film. I think I like gave up like 30 minutes into the movie.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, and I didn't bother with the second one. I didn't even know there was a second Lego movie until like a couple weeks after it came out. So,
Oh
yeah,
wow.
So, but yeah. Anyway, Spider-Man, you know, crosses Spider-Verse, you know, fantastic. I didn't think
fantastic.
I was debating, is this better than Suzume? I mean, I know you guys think it's better than Suzume, but I was like, is this better than, because it's like, I was debating, but then I had to think about it, and it's like, yeah, this is a better film than Suzume. I'm going to put it above Suzume. So Suzume, I still love you, but Spider-Man just did it
Yeah.
for me. Yeah, so,
Yeah.
We'll see when I see it again. I'll see if it's better than Rylane.
oh, it's definitely better than Rylane. So,
Oh, that's so tough. It's so tough for me
mhm.
to choose.
Yeah.
So is this both of
Yeah.
yours favorite films of the year so far, or?
Pretty.
Oh well, it's my
big.
second favorite, definitely.
Okay, yeah, so.
Yeah, I don't know. It's up there though. It's like phenomenal movie. I like I love that. the first Spider-Verse kind of sparked the trend of this kind of animation, and then this one just came back.
It's been the best
full
trend in the
swinging,
industry for a long time.
Yeah,
and then just like fucking set the bar for like these kind of movies like even higher, like fucking through the skyscraper roof. Like, holy shit.
I
like,
love how this style of animation, if you really think about it, is essentially just replacing the Pixar style of animation, because like, remember when like Pixar like first started and like it was such revolutionary animation that like every other animation studio essentially copied Pixar? Like that's basically what's happening with the Spiderverse animation, because after Spiderverse came out, then we got like Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, and now we're getting this like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie that's like basically has like Spiderverse style animation. It's like I love it. I love that this is creating a trend. I want to see more movies in this style of animation. It's why I'm going to see the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, even though like I'm not like the biggest fan of like the Ninja Turtles or anything, because of the animation alone, you know? So
yeah, it's like the Pixar movies aren't doing anything different, and their stories are getting more shit. And these movies are doing something extremely different, and like yeah, they're just like, the visuals are a big part of why they work so much. And because they put so much effort into that, they like also want to make a good fucking story to coincide with it. And,
personally,
like,
I wish they stop at the third film, because it's like, I know they're making like spin-offs.
I think it will be a nice little trilogy.
Yeah,
they're not making a
no,
fourth
but
one.
like they're making
Yeah,
spin-offs and stuff like that, and they're like making a Gwen Stacy like solo movie, and like I'll see all of these movies for sure, but it's like there's something about like finality to it where it's like, oh, this like amazing thing happened, and you just leave it there.
I don't
know?
think they should overblow.
Yeah, I don't think so, because it's like, because that's what happened with Pixar, because like at a certain point, like the Pixar style of animation just kind of like got really stale and boring because of like the output.
Everyone uses it.
Yeah, so because like once DreamWorks started doing it, and like fucking Illumination and all these other fucking companies, it's like, oh my god, like enough already. Like, is that what Illumination is gonna do with the Zelda movie that they're apparently going to make? Like, are they gonna rip off like Spider-Verse?
I forgot to do that in the movie news section.
Yeah, I forgot to do.
It's too expensive for them. They couldn't put that much effort into a film.
Fucking like Link looking like a fucking Illumination character.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Imagine he looked like fucking Gru from Despicable Me. Like, that's probably what they're gonna do. They're gonna pull some bullshit like that. So
he'll look like the.
He will look exactly like what it would look like if I AI generated him.
Yeah.
Wait, if I were to AI generate Link in an Illumination style, it would look almost identical to what would be in that film.
Why the fuck did they choose Illumination of all people? Is it just purely because the Mario movie made a ton of money? Is that it? Like
yeah, probably.
like, because I imagine
most certainly
I could imagine like a studio like not Ghibli, because that's an obvious answer. Like, if they gave this to someone like Cartoon Saloon or some shit, like that would be awesome. Like, give it to Cartoon Saloon, you know, like, or I don't know, like
it's a DreamWorks.
Yeah, or DreamWorks. Yeah, DreamWorks would also be like a great.
What? No, Cartoon Saloon. What the fuck? That'd be amazing. That would be a fucking. Awesome
No, I
movie.
want
Holy
like
shit.
a
It's
Cartoon
Aardman.
Saloon. Yeah, maybe not Aardman. I think like Aardman would work for something like.
Oh no, Aardman could do it.
Leica.
Leica could do
I'm
it.
not the biggest fan of Leica, if I'm being honest.
What?
I love Coraline, and I think
What?
I love Coraline.
You even a true fan of Air then?
Of what? Of Air?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like Air as in like.
Oh, you don't. Okay, the movie, the CEO of Leica, the guy who runs it, is the son of the character that Ben Affleck does.
Really?
Ben Affleck
I did not know
plays
that.
in
Yeah,
Air.
that's.
Which is why there's also a Nike product placement in every Leica film.
That
Yeah.
makes too much sense. Yeah.
Looking at it, like Leica hasn't made like the best movies, but like their style and like just committing to the stop motion is still like amazing. And
I think
appreciate
Coraline
them
is their
for
only
that.
great
Yes.
film, and then everything else they've made are just like, fine. Like,
No, what about
I haven't seen
what's that one?
I haven't seen Box Trolls and Missing Link,
I
so like maybe those are
Paranorman.
Paranorman's
I like
fine. Yeah,
Paranorman.
it's good. I thought
Paranorman.
Kubo was also just fine and / good. So Paranorman's the only. Sorry.
Oh, I like Kubo.
Yeah. Yeah, Kubo's fine. I think Coraline's the only one I really, really love, and then everything else is just you know. But
Coraline's obviously their best one.
yeah,
Yeah.
so either way, I would still prefer Leica over over Illumination. What the fuck? Oh my
Fucking
god.
Illumination.
I think Illumination is like unironically like a cancer upon like the animation studio, like the animation
worst
industry.
animation.
Yeah, like like when we think Zelda, you think this epic fantasy adventure serial. Yeah, let's just give it to the guys who made fucking Secret Life of Pets. Why not? You know, so so yeah, yeah, it's gonna suck. Anyway, the point is,
Spider-Man is great.
yeah, Spider-Man is great, and I think yeah, we've talked about this for a long. This is when was the last time we talked about a new release this long? Was it Avatar or
I don't know, but we should probably
Probably.
go into the next.
Yeah, we
one
should
because
probably
we
just-
have been talking about.
Yeah.
yeah, we should get into the next recommendation. So yeah, let's get into ratings. So I have this as an 8 right now, but you know what? Yeah, fuck it. I'll give it a 9. Yeah, I'm bumping it up. It's a 9 out of 10. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it an 8 right now, but it when I see it again, it'll probably up it to a 9. But who knows? Yeah, it's just really, really, really good. I loved it.
I will give it a 9, and I could give it a 10.
Ooh.
Awesome.
Ooh.
I think like the way like the general populace reacted to the first movie is how like I'm reacting to this movie. Like I just think it's phenomenal.
I think this is getting
I
more
love it.
positive buzz than the first film, right? Or
Yeah, actually a lot of people are saying that it's better, and I agree.
yeah,
So,
yeah. A lot of people are saying I don't agree with that, but I do agree it's an amazing movie. Yeah, so yeah, this is the good version of Matrix Reloaded. So yeah, so yeah, and I pissed off every Matrix / Wachowski fan out there. So yeah, so anyway, speaking of I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. We talked
Speaking
about,
of queer people,
yeah. Speaking of that, we saw My Recommendation. It was my pick. We're doing a Pride Month themed recommendation, so I picked my Own Private Idaho, directed by Gus Van Sant.
My Own Private Idaho.
Yeah, that honestly,
Yes.
yeah, My Own Private Idaho.
fuck you, Tonio.
Yeah.
Been 3 years. Watch it again.
Yeah, and yeah, basically the film
no,
is
that's such a
about
dumb argument.
you know, River Phoenix and Keanu. They're like gay hustlers, prostitutes, whatever, you know, like they're just doing their thing, and then River Phoenix wants to visit his mom for some reason, and then so shit happens, and then yeah, I honestly, if I'm gonna be honest, like I was so checked out of this film, like at like around halfway through, I just did not care what was happening plot wise anymore. I just didn't care. I don't think this is a bad film. The reason why I recommended this is because like this movie apparently has this like status of like, oh, being like a pioneering film within like the queer cinema movement or whatever. And you know, this is like this has a Criterion Collection, you know, this is apparently like a very well received, like Roger Ebert really loved the film, so it's like, okay, like apparently it's a really great movie, so like I'll recommend it. And it's not like a bad movie by any means. Like this is still like a decently well-made, well-shot film, but I just was so uninvested, and I just did not care about anything that was going on. And I think it's just purely because like this is a film that just shows shit. Just, like it just follows sequence of events because like I don't know, that's just the plot, you know. It's like they just jump from one thing to the next. But I just don't feel like they properly develop anything. Like, the film expects me to care about the relationship between River Phoenix and Keanu, but I don't even think they develop that really well. So it's like it's a lot of just the movie asking me to care when the film doesn't really do a good job developing any of the things that they expected me to. And I was just like so uninvested for like a good chunk of this film. I was like kind of interested for the first half, but then like I just lost all interest in the second. So, but that's just me. What do you guys think?
It's not even that gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this even a gay film?
Keanu married a woman
think it is,
instead. What? How hetero?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, yeah.
was a gay movie at the start, but then it turned non-gay.
Yeah. Turned not gay. So
yeah, yeah, I did. It's it was a movie.
I like this
yeah,
movie,
and that's my.
but like,
Yeah.
I don't think I ever like. I watched it once, and I was
I
like,
don't think I'm
okay,
ever gonna
I
watch
like
this again.
Yeah,
yeah, that's like that's
I
the
watched
thing.
this,
That's
I like this, but like, not
Mhm.
like a huge impression was ever left on me personally.
yeah.
And a part of me feels
Same.
like I'm missing something, maybe because there is a lot that it's showing, and there's probably a lot to like dissect and gain from it, but I'm just not interested enough in the story
Yeah.
or even the characters that much to dissect it myself and find out things about it. Like, there's some really distinct visuals, I will admit. Like, the opening
A
and like that
beautifully shot
fucking-
film.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
really, really well shot movie. Like, it's not poorly made, and there were some like bits of direction that I thought was like actually kind of cool. Like, I loved the bit where like all the characters on like gay porno magazines or whatever, and they're like talking and like within the frame. Like, I think
Yeah.
things like that were like
That was
really
something.
cool. Yeah, I just wish the rest of the movie was as interesting as things like that. You know? So. Sorry,
Yeah.
Luke. I was
Yeah, there was
interrupting you.
some-
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Luca, you go.
I forgot.
Okay.
You can
Yeah,
go.
okay. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, yeah, I think I liked it, but yeah, it just didn't leave that much of an impression on me. I didn't like Keanu in the film. I thought he was
Yeah,
bad.
I also did not like Keanu in the movie. I thought he was the worst actor in the film. So
I love Keanu, but I'm sorry, he cannot act for shit.
Yeah, he's
He is not.
when he's like not saying anything, like in John Wick, he's
yeah,
good.
he's
but, like,
good
when
as
he's
like
actually,
a stoic badass, but like not like a gay hustler, like down on his luck type of guy. I don't see him as that. I see him as like, oh, Kung Fu Jesus or badass hitman, but not like this. So, yeah.
yeah, he has the worst fucking like dialogue delivery when he's like, I got a prank that I want to play on Bob, but I can't do it without you, bro. And it's like you just don't when you're delivering this, like, I don't know if you guys knew this, but like the film is adapted from Shakespeare.
Yeah, I
so
could
that's why
tell.
the dialogue kind of sounds
Yeah,
weird.
so because
And he's trying to deliver dialogue, especially like that. He just sucks so badly.
yeah, it's
But I think everyone kind of like sounds weirdly unnatural in this, like when they're delivering
everyone
dialogue.
just talks funny for like literally no reason. Like I picked up on the Shakespeare element as well. But like there's no real good reason as to why they talk like this. They just talk weird because they really want to hammer home that it's like inspired by Shakespeare, I guess, but like that's it. Like there's no other good reason. Like the character Bob, like the fat homeless guy.
There's no good reason, and I don't think it works well.
Yeah, it doesn't like add to anything. Yeah, it doesn't really work that well. And like you said, like because they talk funny, like Keanu Reeves just fucking sucks in the film. Like he just all the things that come out of his life, it's just so like kind of cringe. Like when he's like, "Yo, come here, bro. Like come here, let's
Every
cuddle." It's
line.
like, oh my god, like Keanu, I love you, but don't stop. You know, like, and I mean, River
He
Phoenix.
was when the police like searched through like the abandoned building where all the homeless people were hanging out, and he was faking having sex with River Phoenix.
Yeah, that was so
That was the
unconvincing.
funniest goddamn thing I'd ever seen. I was crying with laughter.
Because like it was intentionally funny, or just like it was unintentionally funny.
I don't know how intentional it was, but he's going like, "Oh yeah, baby, come for me," and like I was like, "This is the fucking how am I? If I'm supposed to take this seriously, then like I don't know what the hell this movie is."
Yeah, there were bits like that where it's like, am I supposed to laugh? Like, I didn't know what the tone, I don't know what they were going for tone-wise. Like, I think the tone is much more clear by the second half, because at that point, that's when they do all this, like, serious, dramatic bullshit. But, like, at that point, I just didn't care. Like, I didn't care what was happening in the film. Like, I wish I could, because there's a lot of subtext. I could tell, like, there's a lot to pick up from, but it's like, in order for me to, like, want to dissect the film, there needs to be something interesting going on for me to, like, get invested, you know? It's like, and yeah, like, I just, like, there's a chunk of the film that's, like, dedicated to their, like, gang or whatever, because they're with this one like fat homeless guy, Bob or whatever. And it's like it's a fun sequence. It's like fun. It's entertaining, but it's like I just kind of sat there and go like, what's the greater point of all of this? Like I was just like trying to figure out what the point was, you know? So,
In the scene where they robbed the drunk people, I kind of got some like with like the costumes they were in and stuff. I kind of got some like Clockwork Orange vibes. I don't know if you picked up on that, Timmy.
yeah, I kind of picked up on that. I mean, it wasn't done as well as Clockwork Orange, but I could tell that's what Gus Van Sant was going for. Yeah, I think the only actor that does like an amazing job is River Phoenix. I think River Phoenix is the only person that's giving a great performance in this film.
River
Everyone
Phoenix
else
is just is a really talented actor.
yeah, like he's
Yeah.
he died way too young. Like he had I think he's just as talented as Joaquin.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's great in this film. He's so great that everyone else just like kind of sucks in
just great
comparison.
actors.
It's like when he has to share like scenes
Yeah.
with Keanu, it's just like the most embarrassing thing ever. So,
I know.
yeah.
In that scene by the campfire
Oh
where
my
they like
God.
they kind of like hug for the first time, and I was like, oh my god, like the level of like how like the level of skill displayed in acting is like just so clear and like transparent. It's so hilarious.
Yeah, it's like
And he's like, bro, like I don't like like ever have sex with someone unless it's like for money. And he's just delivering like heartfelt dialogue about like loving someone. Yeah.
like you have River Phoenix like essentially having an emotional breakdown, like trying to form an emotional connection. And you should have Keanu with his just like, yeah, bro. It's like he's talking no differently from like fucking Bill and Ted's like Excellent Adventure or some shit. Like Jesus.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So
I kept expecting him to say like, yeah, like he does in the new John Wick.
guns, lots of guns. So.
Gay, lots of gay.
So, yeah. Yeah. Luca?
Luca, what did you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I really do not have much to say about this movie, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Just really similar thoughts to you guys. Like it's good for what it is, and I can imagine a lot of people liking it and connecting to it if they like. This is just like not a movie where the characters really speak to me that much.
yeah, I don't even think they're that interesting, if I'm being honest. Like, they're, like, Gus Van Sant, like, really sells the fact that they're interesting characters, but, like, I didn't think they were that interesting, if I'm being honest. Yeah.
Like, I think there's enough, like, in it that makes me, like, appreciate the movie. Like, I think it's good, it's well made. Like, there is a lot of distinct stuff about it, and, like, visuals that probably mean deeper things that I'm just too lazy and don't care enough to like dissect. Like I really like the beginning of the film, and like you see like the falling house.
Yeah, I
and,
liked the beginning too. Yeah, like, yeah.
Yeah, and you see like the dude in the desert
As he climaxes.
When he cooms, yeah. So.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah, there's like stuff like that, and yeah, like there's interesting like framing devices that the film has to offer, and how it tells its story from the beginning. But like, yeah, by the end, like, I
don't give a shit. Yeah,
just like, yeah,
Yeah.
like it's a good movie, and like I liked the first time I watched it, but like this time I was just like, yeah, I've seen this movie.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just not going to get anything out of a second watch. Like, what is there to even get out of a second watch? You know, it's like,
yeah, and that's fine. Like, if you don't connect to like a movie in that way, like it's
because like this is how I feel about like Gus Van Sant's other films. It's like because I've seen Good Will Hunting, I've seen Milk, and you know, I remember I mean I enjoyed those movies more than this. Like I was much more I connected with those films much more than this one. But it's like it's with those films I also felt the same thing where it's like, yeah, that was good, but it's like I'm not going to get anything out of a second watch. Like I have zero incentive to rewatch those films, you know? And it's like, and this is the same thing, except this one I cared even less about what was going on. I was you know, like it's very stylish. Like it definitely has a personality, and like it has a lot of things. Like stylistically wise, there were things I appreciated. Like I loved the scene, like the threesome scene between Keanu and River and the German guy. Like how they just use like still like photos and stuff like that, you know, like to communicate like their threesome. Like I thought like things sorry, I thought like things like that were like pretty cool. Sorry, it's just my alarm clock again. Yeah,
we know.
I thought like things like that were like pretty cool, but it's like yeah, it's just like but there's no real meat to this film, you know? Like I mean, I guess there is, but it's like I don't care enough to like sink my teeth into it. It's like yeah, it looks nice, you know, the music is good, you know, like I mean, like even though Keanu is bad, like he clearly has chemistry with like River Phoenix. Like that was the only thing that was like selling me on their relationship, even if it wasn't that built well. Like even if it wasn't developed that well, like at least like they have chemistry, so I can at least like kind of understand why they like give a shit about each other. But it's like, yeah, just like overall, this is just not for me. I was just very very uninvested for like a good chunk of this film. So like yeah.
Yeah. And like on the
Was-
surface it kind of seems like something I would like, but yeah, I
Yeah,
just,
like on paper,
Yeah.
this sounds like something I would like
Like-
that would be really
was-
interesting, you know. So, sorry,
I was surprised at how like kind of like avant-garde the film was.
Yeah.
Like it was kind of it had like its
Yeah.
surrealistic moments, I think. Like and I from what I went into this movie, I thought it was going to be like kind of like Bones and All was like a queer kind of like road trip movie, like to get to this destination, where this relationship blossoms on the way. But like what I got was kind of like nothing like that really.
Yeah.
I thought it was just kind of like all weird and like kind of stylistic. Sometimes in like good and bad ways. Like there was moments it worked, like and then there was also moments it didn't.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think this film.
Yeah.
Just like it's
Sorry, go ahead. Yeah,
just a very like strange, like kind of enigma of a film. Like I don't think I've ever seen anything like quite like this.
I've seen a couple.
I'm still not sure.
I feel like.
Quite sure.
Sorry, you could finish your thought. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I probably I have seen a few films quite like this, but yeah, so it's like just like it's very much its own thing. That's the most I can say about it is that it does have like its own personality and it is very much its own thing.
yeah. I mean, I guess that's the best thing I can say about it. Like, that's the most positive thing I can say about it is its own thing. But it's like, yeah, I feel like I've seen other movies like this, like throughout my life. I can't like name any specifically, but I've seen this sort of like avant-garde, like surreal. That was like the most frustrating thing. It's like this is one of those where it's like just pick one type of thing. Like either be like a bones and all serious like drama or whatever, where you take everything seriously, or do like some surrealist piece, like happen to be involving a road trip. You know, like. Just pick one, you know, like it just feel like it couldn't decide which one it wanted to be, so it kind of like half-asses both, but I didn't care about like either attempt at half-assing, you know, like this would be nice and like
Yeah.
like at like a museum or something. Like if this showed at a museum or something, yeah, like I think I would be into it and from that like perspective, but like
It does
as a-
kind of feel like one of those movies.
yeah, like a museum movie, yeah, but like as its own, it's like there's just nothing about this movie that's calling to me. Like I wish I liked it, you know, because like it has high ratings on Letterboxd. It has a Criterion Collection edition. Like I said, it's like I wish I liked it, but I just like I gotta be honest. Like I wish I cared more. So yeah, it has a Criterion, right? Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does.
I didn't know that.
yeah, so
The Criterion looks
Interesting.
sick. Like,
Yeah,
You
so-
should check out the poster, yeah.
yeah, I liked the Criterion poster. Yeah, so yeah.
Let me see.
But yeah, like as from that I don't really have much else to say about it. Like
That is a good poster.
Yeah. Is there anything that like stood out to you guys? Like, was there like a specific scene that you guys remember? Because I'm just like, I'm just struggling to like remember scenes. So,
Kind of like when the police raided the building and everyone was kind of like running around and it was quite chaotic and stuff.
yeah, I guess I like that. Yeah. So, yeah, just oh my god, I just can't get over the dialogue. Like everyone was just talking funny for no reason. I just can't get over that. It's like,
Yeah.
why did you do like? Because I get like, because I did research on the film. It's like a loose adaptation on like Henry V or something or whatever. I don't know, but it's like, I feel like movies like inspired by Shakespeare, like I think you need to fully commit to something if you're going to do something like that. Like I haven't seen the Kenneth Branagh Hamlet movies, but from what I understand, like the Kenneth Branagh like Hamlet movies, like they fully commit to just being like modern adaptations of like Hamlet or whatever, right? Or I don't know if you've seen these movies, just you can correct me if I'm wrong.
No.
Okay, yeah.
No, I'm not really interested in Kenneth Branagh.
Yeah, well, anyone can correct me if I'm wrong, but like basically from what I understand, those movies fully commit to being
From
these,
what
like,
I understand as well.
yeah, full modern adaptations of Shakespeare. But this one just like they just talk funny because I guess they're inspired by Shakespeare. But again, they don't do anything with that. Like this could be its own thing, and I literally wouldn't wouldn't have changed how I felt. Like it might have made the dialogue more bearable, if I'm being honest. It just was delivered like, even if the dialogue didn't sound funny, like it also doesn't help that like a lot of the actors like don't communicate this dialogue that convincingly. Like I wasn't that impressed by a lot of the side characters either. So it's like I said, River Phoenix I think is the only actor that like gives an amazing performance.
River Phoenix carries this movie,
Yeah,
basically.
he basically
Like,
is the movie.
If he wasn't in this, I would have rated this like at least like a 4 out of 10.
Yeah, this movie would suck if River Phoenix wasn't in it. Like he's essentially the glue that holds things together. And then like if Keanu was the main character instead, oh my god, I don't think I would have. That would have been a lot to get through.
Then I would have rated the film higher.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah. So yeah. I wish this discussion was longer, but like I literally just am struggling to come up with things to say. Like this movie honestly like left my mind like a day after I saw it, or it's like I honestly am struggling to remember like half the things I saw in that film. So
yeah, I watched it in the break between my 2 exams today, and honestly I remember more about like the exams than I do the film.
That's hilarious. Yeah, so yeah, sorry Gus, I tried. I'll still see
sorry Gus.
Yeah, I'll still see his other films. Apparently Drugstore Cowboy's amazing.
Still love you, Gus, for Good Will Hunting.
Yeah, Elephants
They're still friends.
Elephant's the school shooter movie, right? It's the Run Height, his version of Red
the
Height
one
Fight. So,
fuck's sake. Yeah, the one that won the Palme d'Or.
Okay, yeah, I'll give him a shot. Yeah, so and yeah, I think after I saw the film, I was like, damn it, I knew I should have recommended a Greg Araki film instead. I knew I should have done Mysterious Skin or something instead. So, but
Mysterious Skin, you haven't seen it, right?
I haven't seen it, so I have no idea what it's about. So, yeah.
Yeah, no. The gay part of Mysterious Skin is like not important at all. It's just kind of like characters who are gay. It's very much not about like queerness or anything. That's
how I felt about this. It's like I feel like the fact that the characters are gay is like literally unimportant to the movie. Like Keanu Reeves. I think it is.
I think it's definitely more important than it is in Mysterious Skin.
Okay, yeah. Well, I haven't seen it, so yeah, I can't really attest to that. Yeah. So, but
yeah.
So, but. Anyway, do you guys have anything more to say? I'm literally done. I don't have anything else to say.
Yeah, I do not have a lot to say. I will not lie.
Yeah, wish I did, but yeah.
I wish like one of you loved it, so you can explain like the amazingness of the movie. Because like, yeah, this is one of those. It's like I wish there was someone who loved it that was on as like a guest or something, so that they can explain what they liked about it. But it's like
should have got Tonio on.
Yeah, it's like. Whenever we talk about Speed Racer again, I'm gonna bring on someone who actually likes it to explain why they like it. So
that's the day I'm
watching Speed Racer.
Yeah,
that's the day me and Luca walk out.
You guys claim you guys also don't like Speed Racer, but I think you guys have higher ratings for that film than me, right? Yeah, because I have it as like a 3 or something.
Why? No way. There's more. I rated that more than like a 2.
I think you have a higher rating. Yeah, I think both of you have a higher rating. Yeah, for me than Speed.
I don't know what I rated it. I mean, it was kind of surreal, but like I don't want to watch it again. Like,
yeah. So
love the tagline of that movie. Just go,
leave. Don't go. Get out of here. Don't watch the movie.
Don't come back.
Don't come back. So, but that's a discussion for a later time. So, don't worry. Or worry, I guess. I don't know.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah, so anyway, I'm giving this one a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, 6 out of 10. Probably, actually, definitely closer to a 5 than probably might move down to a 5.
Yeah, just give it. Yeah, just give it a 5 because like I understand why you're giving it a 6 because of the style or whatever. Yeah, but it's like that alone is not enough for me to like care about. Like if I don't care about anything that's going on, if I don't care about the characters or the story or anything, it's like then who cares if it's how stylish it is? Like that doesn't matter. Like yes, it adds to the film. It makes it stand out, but like like Shark Tale is also fucking stands out as its own thing, but that doesn't make it a good movie, so like obviously this is better than Shark Tale, but it's like that's the point I'm trying to say. It's like I don't care how stylish something is. If there's no meat, there's no like substance to it, then like why would I care, so but yeah, 5 out of 10 for me. So
I'd probably give it somewhere around there as well.
Well, another one bites the dust, so yeah. So I guess questions. Well, we only got 2, so we can make this quick. So this one comes from Cole, who asks, "What movie has given you the most sour taste, or gets worse the more you think about it?" I have an answer for this one already.
Sour taste. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. You go while I think
honestly,
about mine.
Blonde. Because like what did I give it the last time?
You gave it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I gave it an 8.
You gave it a 9.
No, I didn't go that high. I gave it an 8 for sure. That I definitely for sure gave it an 8 at some point, but like the more I thought about it, and when we had that discussion in the Perfect Blue episode, I dropped it down to a 7, and then like a couple of weeks after that I dropped it down to a 6. It's like, yeah, maybe I'm just talking out of my ass. Maybe I still gave it a positive review because I still think it's like a movie worth seeing and worth discussing, but it was not as good as I kept saying it was. It was more just like I wasn't expecting what I was expecting, and like the more I thought about it, it's like the more it's like exploitative and stuff like that. So I dropped it down from an 8 to a 6. Yeah, so still something to worth watching, I guess, if you ask me. But whatever. So, what about you guys?
Yeah.
Well, I think Scorsese's Gangs of New York. I think that movie like left a sour taste in my mouth because like, oh, this kind of
that film's so boring.
I was like, oh, this kind of sucks. Like, there's like huge sets and like great performances, except like Cameron Diaz, but like Day-Lewis is
awful
like
in the movie.
it's like Daniel Day-Lewis is like so good right now, but it's like there's nothing much here. Like, and you slowly come to realize that like. Yeah. Also, I
don't even think DiCaprio even gives that good of a performance in that film. If I'm honest, like, like he wasn't bad. He wasn't as bad as Cameron Diaz, but like when you compare him to Daniel Day-Lewis, it's like DiCaprio like kind of sucks in the film. Like, and the whole film is so boring. Like, I saw it like when I was like 16, 17, when I was going through like my Martin Scorsese phase, and like, like. The film distracts you with like all these set pieces and production design and like fight scenes that it kind of like you watch those and like, yeah, those are fun, but then you have to think about the story and it's just like, what the fuck did I like about this movie? Like,
exactly.
It's not like it's not like a bad film. It's just so boring, like, and
it's like a 5 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, that's how I felt about Hugo. I liked Hugo more than Gangs of New York, but
I love Hugo.
Yeah, but Hugo was like, I felt was just as boring as Gangs of New York. Even though I liked it a little bit more. Good. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's good. So, but yeah,
Hugo was my first Scorsese movie. I saw that in the cinema.
Oh, really?
So kind of
that's
like
cool.
Nostalgia for it.
Yeah. So
yeah,
Wolf of Wall.
I do remember watching that when I was younger.
Yeah, Wolf of Wall Street was my first one. That was a lot of fun. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. 23-year-old Timmy.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a movie. I was really hyped for called Pirates of the Caribbean 5 Dead Men Tell No Tales.
Jesus Christ.
In Australia. I was so hyped. I watched the trailer literally every day, twice. It was like every day. And I was so hyped. And I got to the theater and it was like, I was like praying like, this is the one, this is gonna be where it gets good again. Like no more of this like on Stranger Tides bullshit. I don't think I've ever been so disappointed and just like depressed after a movie. Like, I was just like, bleh. And then I tried gaslighting myself into thinking it was good. It was one of the funniest things in retrospect. I was like, no, it was good. It was good. It was good. But then I was like, oh, that wasn't.
You remind me of those like DC fans that were like screaming to the high heavens about how amazing and Batman v Superman and Suicide Squad were, even though the film hadn't come out yet and they
People
hadn't seen
believe
it.
that unironically. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
well, also that
yeah.
hadn't come out
And
yet,
even
but-
then, still to this day, there are people who defend Batman v Superman. So it's like, I'm glad you got out of that phase, but it's like, yeah, I know, I understand what you mean. Yeah.
I was never in that phase.
Well, I mean, like, what the equivalency of like the Batman v Superman thing it was for you in Pirates 5 is what I'm saying. Yeah. So.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there was also the film. Do you guys know the comedy film, the Seth Rogen and James Franco one, The Interview, where they try to
I've seen
assassinate
bits of it. I've
Kim
never seen the
Jong-un.
whole thing. Yeah, I've seen bits of it.
Yeah,
I've never seen the whole thing.
I
Yeah.
was like, this sounds like the wildest film ever. It sounds like so sick. And then
I mean, it
I really
has to
wanted
be
to watch it.
North Korea hacked.
Yeah, because I was like,
Sony and,
oh my
yeah,
god,
so-
Korea
yeah.
was like mad about this film. They were threatening to go to war, and then I was like, watched it, and I was like, really? Like they hacked Sony Pictures for this? This fucking sucks. That was when I was like 14, I think.
Yeah. I've never seen the whole thing.
I remember
bits of
being
it and,
really
like,
offended over like the Lord of the Rings jokes that they made. 'Cause I
What
like,
was the Lord of the Rings
you
joke?
know, it was just like James Franco doing like Gollum impressions. I was like, oh, please no.
Oh God. Yeah, James Franco is in a bunch of these Seth Rogen comedies, and I never understood why. Because he's just not fun. I don't find him funny at all. Like, because when he's in these types of movies, I just like, why are you in this? Like, you're not even that funny. Like, and like, because I've seen the honey trapping scene or whatever in the conference or whatever.
Honey potting. Yeah.
Whatever, yeah, the honey potting, and I was like, and he's like doing like in porn or whatever, like this is like the money shot and blah 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 blah, and I was like, is this funny? Like I didn't find any of this funny whatsoever. It's like, you know, like the only time I think I've actually liked James Franco in like a Seth Rogen comedy is This Is the End, but he basically just because he plays like a shitty douchebag version of himself, which I guess nowadays is just like
he is a douchebag.
yeah, he is a douchebag. Yeah, so you know, and it's funny you mentioned that because like even This Is the End, I think I remember I really really liked because of how like insane it is. You know, like the whole like Channing Tatum being like the gimp for like Danny McBride and stuff like things like that. It's like I remember I really liked it, but then like I think as I got older, and it's more just because I grew up. I mean, I grew out of this type of humor. I was like, man, this is really stupid. It's like I don't like this anymore. You know, so
Yeah.
you know, like you could say that about a lot of Seth Rogen comedies. Like I remember Superbad was like something I really really loved, and like I still like it. It's not like a This Is the End type thing where I just like I changed my feelings
I
like
like Superbad.
opposite. Yeah, but it's just like Superbad doesn't really like speak to me humor wise anymore like it did when I was like 17, 18, you know. So yeah, so Luca, do you have an
about
answer?
you,
You've been
Luca?
pretty quiet. Yeah, so
What was the question again?
like what's a film that like that
Just
like you
sour
were
taste in
soured
your
on,
mouth.
like yeah, sour taste in your mouth, like you liked it at first, but then like the more you thought about it, it got like worse and worse in your mind. So
I'm not sure. I liked it at first, but it got worse.
Like, what was the movie you were like really anticipating, but then it was like kind of shit, like kind of mid?
Is that the question though, or is it something that you liked?
no, that's
at
not the
first?
question, but like you can also say that. Yeah, so no,
It
I
was
guess
something
it's
you were
like
expecting to be good.
yeah, like you kind of told yourself it was good, but then like the more you thought about it, the more you were like, wow, this isn't as good as I remember. This is kind of
There was
bad.
a South
you know?
African documentary. I think it won. It was called My Octopus Teacher.
Oh yeah,
And when I
Oh, yeah,
first
yeah.
watched it, I was like really in love with it. I was like, oh my god. Like literally like the place where I live, like this dude is like fucking making a documentary and it's gone to the Oscars. And I went and I met
Can you
the fucking
hold the Oscar for that
dudes.
movie?
Yeah, I held the
Yeah.
Oscar that they won. Like I loved the movie. I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was shot so well, and the more I thought about it, the more I just like the more I thought about the documentary itself and what I was going for, I just it started to feel a bit more weird and like exploitative to me. Because
Mhm.
there's footage of the guy like literally like bugging this octopus for like a whole entire fucking year. And like he's going to it and he's seeing it and he's like having like kind of like a parasocial relationship, I guess, with this octopus. And it's like, and like in the beginning the octopus like shows signs of like discomfort, like, you know, when an octopus like squirts its ink, it like is trying to flee, and this guy like carries on pestering it, and he carries on like fucking like knocking on its door being like, hey, with like a camera. And like I just see that as kind of weird. I see that as kind of like I don't know, like you're just exploiting.
Exploitative, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like it's an animal, it's
Mm.
a rare species, you're just like going up in its face. And I still
Yeah.
love the documentary for a lot of reasons, like the presentation and like the fact that it won, the fact that it's from my fucking country, the fact that I've met some of the dudes that have worked on it, like that's all really cool to me and I love that. But like just the way they went around getting those amazing visuals and getting like the like impactful moments of the film is just a bit shady to me, just a smidge. Yeah.
Yeah, that just tends to happen with like movies featuring animals. Like it, I mean, it
Yeah.
sucks, and like we should be
Yeah.
changing the system. But it's like when we have like real life animals. That's why like a lot of like big budget movies, like Disney movies, like are using like CG animals
The
instead.
CGI.
Yeah, because it's like,
Yeah.
you know, they just
Like
don't want to
Aladdin.
deal with that shit. Yeah, you know, like I, not to jump back to Speed Racer, but like apparently, the
Oh my
monkey,
fucking God.
the monkey that plays Chim Chim in the film, like apparently the monkey was like abused or whatever. It was like someone hit the monkey or something. Like, it's just like a lot of like
Yeah,
dark
it's
shit where it's
always
like,
it's
yeah,
always a testy thing using animals,
yeah, like, you know,
and
unless
even
it's
like like my octopus teacher, like it does have a positive message by the end, and the octopus does seem to be like like comfortable with the dude only after like he went there every single day and like like
yeah.
yeah.
I just think that
Like
movies featuring animals, like it should be something like March of the Penguins or like the BBC like Planet Earth documentaries. It's just like
yeah, like
observing
don't
the
Yeah.
animals from
interrupt their
afar.
space.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
Don't be like Grizzly Man, otherwise it's gonna be like it's gonna end badly for you.
yeah,
Yeah.
but you don't understand. Werner Herzog is like such an auteur. He has to he has to fuck around with the bear. So
Well, Werner Herzog didn't fuck around with the bears. It was the random Canadian guy that
well,
did.
he
Yeah.
used the random Canadian guy as like an extension of himself. You know, he could reap the benefits and never put himself in danger. So,
True.
yeah, we should talk about.
I mean, he had to listen to that audio.
Yeah, that's
I will
true.
be. We'll be talking about Grizzly Man very, very soon. Don't you
I
worry.
actually want to watch one of Werner Herzog's narrative features. What's the one
Guia?
with the Wrath of God or whatever the fuck it's called? I don't.
Guia the Wrath of God. Yeah.
Yeah, I genuinely want
I
to
still
check
haven't
that
seen
out.
that.
Yeah, because I remember
I
when
want to see that because it had a big influence on Apocalypse Now, I think.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah, because I remember like
Yeah.
I just when I saw his version of Nosferatu, I was like, oh yeah, he used to like make like these and not just like documentaries or whatever. I wonder what his other stuff is like. I liked Nosferatu a lot. I definitely liked it more than the original Nosferatu. But so yeah, if you ever recommend a Werner Herzog film, Jules, go ahead. I'd love to talk about it. So yeah, so I guess that answered that question. Unless anyone
Yeah.
else had anything else to say.
So we get into my documentary. So we get into my documentary arc.
I'm gonna be seeing a lot of documentaries at Tribeca, so I'll let you know when to check out. So,
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
There's a documentary film festival coming out soon by me, so I'm also gonna be watching a lot of
Oh
docs.
my god, I'm so
yeah.
jealous.
Is it in South Africa or is it somewhere else?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
yeah, it's in my hometown.
Cool. Sounds cool. Yeah. So,
Nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna be watching some stuff.
yeah. So,
Gonna watch All That Breathes again, and I really
Yeah.
like that, so that's cool.
ooh.
Oh.
Mhm.
Yarr.
Yeah.
Slay.
Anyway, yeah.
Alright,
Next
next
question.
question.
So this is a two-parter from Ninjedi. Are there any films you refuse to watch? Are there any films that you've seen that have flaws but still rate a 10 out of 10?
Okay, wait.
Okay, so the first
what?
question
Films
is,
that I
are there any
refuse
films
to
you refuse to
watch.
watch? So let's answer that question first.
Any films
The
I
Darjeeling Limited.
refuse to watch.
Honestly,
Yeah, don't watch
at this
that.
point, I kind of refuse to watch Leon the Professional because
Yeah.
Good.
I remember,
Good.
because I saw some films from him. I saw Lucy and The Fifth Element and Valerian and all this shit, and I was like, wow, these are bad movies. These suck. And then when I learned about Luc Besson's diddling kids situation, and I just like you.
Marrying
He
14-year-olds.
started dating like the girl that apparently Leon the Professional is like autobiographical or something. Like it's based on his relationship with a girl that she met when she was like 12 or something, and he was like 29. It's like, dude, what the fuck? It's like, yeah, and it's and apparently he impregnated her when she was like what 15 or something, and it's like.
Yeah.
It's like I think like out of principle, I'm just never
It's
going to
sick
see
stuff.
Leon the Professional. It's like I can't in good conscience like because it's like what like it just
Yeah.
even though like it was well received, I feel like in premise like the film feels kind of fetishy because it's like based on his like previous like
Yeah.
relationship with like a fucking child. It's like I'm not gonna support that shit. Like Jesus, like even if I pirate the film, I'm not gonna support that shit. So, but.
Yeah, it's just very kind of iffy.
Yeah. So, but outside of like just moral principle movies, because I'm sure there's like a lot of like moral principle films that it's like, on the one hand, I feel like you could get something like, because like to go with like super extreme, like a Goebbels film, like Nazi era propaganda movies. It's like I'm sure you can learn something from watching those films, like from a stylistic and like cinematography perspective. But it's like I can't in conscience like watch a Goebbels film, like a Nazi era like propaganda piece. It's like I can't in good conscience do shit like that, So, but that's just an extreme example. Like obviously, like I'm not suggesting we watch Nazi era propaganda pieces, but like either I think that's like an extreme example is still an example. It's like I can't in good conscience support or like watch things like that, So
Yeah.
So like in good conscience, I can't watch something like Birth of a Nation. Like even though I've seen it before. Not before.
I've seen Birth of a
I've seen it
Nation.
before, like in a class. So it's like, I know. Even if it was for like academic purposes, and like I can at least say I've seen the film, but it's like if I never seen it before, I probably in good conscience wouldn't see the movie like ever, So
Yeah.
like, yeah. So
I watched it mostly for like historical.
Yeah, I
purposes,
think
'cause
that's
it's like it's so influential.
Yeah, that's like the best the best reason to watch something like that. It's just for purely historical cases, which is why like I have no problems.
I wouldn't. If not, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
watch
it's not
it.
something you watch with the bros. It's like, hell yeah, bros, let's watch Birth of a Nation. Yeah, so
It would be pretty fun though, honestly.
yeah, bring
Yeah.
The Flash.
Oh yeah, that's a good
What?
question as well. Like, so do you guys refuse to watch like movies made by like shitty, terrible? Like, would you ever see like a Roman Polanski or like Woody Allen film or something like that? Like now we're just getting into the separating art from the artist type of situation. So
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of Roman Polanski films that I like, but yeah, he's a terrible piece of shit,
Yeah.
and also fuck all of those filmmakers who signed that petition. Like, what were you thinking? That's like a terrible idea.
Jonathan Glazer's on that list.
But you don't understand.
So is Wes
he's
Anderson.
a master.
Yeah,
so is Wes Anderson. So is Martin
Literally
Scorsese.
everyone is on there.
Yeah,
Tilda Swinton.
Scorsese, Natalie Portman, all these
David
people.
Lynch.
Guillermo del Toro. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like Jesus Christ. Like
They probably regret that though. Like they probably didn't realize how drastic it was when the petition was made.
that, or they just
Yes.
really, really, really liked his movies. So,
Yeah.
so like, but I feel like with someone like a
Shout out Steven Spielberg not signing that.
oh, did he not sign it? Good on him. Yeah. So
Oh yeah,
yeah.
the son that didn't sign it.
I think with like a Roman Polanski, I think because I'm kind of torn because like I haven't seen a lot of his films, but I know I want to see. Like I've never seen Rosemary's Baby or anything like that, and I want to see them because I've heard they're amazing, amazing movies. But it's like, it's also kind of hard because it's like I don't want to support like a child rapist, you know? It's like, it doesn't matter how much I like Chinatown. I really love Chinatown, but like that doesn't change.
I
Like,
mean, you're not gonna really support him
yeah, I
anymore,
guess so.
like,
Yeah.
you're still just watching a movie. It already exists, like, it's already been made,
And also, let's be
you
real.
know,
Like,
like
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't think I would go to like a Chinatown like re-release, but like watching the film on like streaming service, like it's
Yeah.
fine. It's like he's earned his place among like he's important in like filmmaking history for his contributions, and I think that those contributions should be viewed.
yeah, like I think like
Woody Allen, though, his movies are kind of mid.
I really okay. I've never seen Manhattan or Annie Hall or any of this stuff. So like I do want to see a couple of Woody Allen films too. Yeah, and he's also a terrible piece of shit. Yeah.
Married his adopted daughter and somehow got away with it.
Yeah, that's
Fucking crazy.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Now his biggest op is his own son. He's like the main guy exposing sexual harassment in Hollywood.
Yeah, him and his ex-wife, I think too. Like Mia Farrow, I think her name was. Yeah. So
Yeah.
who was also in
Imagine your biggest op being your son, though.
yeah. Yeah. Mia Farrow, who was also in Rosemary's Baby, a Roman Polanski film.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
She's been with the two big ones.
yeah, what a resume. Yeah. So I feel like with a Roman Polanski and Woody Allen type, I can also rationalize it in the sense that like he was not the only person who worked on that film. Like there were other people involved. There were writers, there were crew members, there were actors, you know, like they were just as important as like making those films as good as they are. I mean, yeah, like people like Polanski and Woody Allen like are like a big reason why they're like such prestigious films. Like I'm not stupid. I know that Polanski is like a big reason why Chinatown and The Pianist and all this other shit like are just like are like considered great classics. Yeah, but it's like it's kind of like a dicey sort of situation. And like it's even harder for me like when it comes to manga too, if I'm being honest. Like you guys wouldn't know this. There's a manga called Rurouni Kenshin. It's considered one of the greatest like shonen manga / anime ever. And it's influential. Like it inspired like tons of other like future shonen manga. But the problem is the guy who both wrote and drew Rurouni Kenshin is a pedophile. Like he got arrested because he was caught with like hundreds and hundreds of bootleg like DVD copies of child porn essentially. And it's like and the worst
Jared Fogeled.
Yeah, and the worst part is he got away with that. Like he didn't go to jail, he didn't serve jail time. He just like had to pay a small fine of like 2,000 yen or something and then called it a day. And then like afterwards, the publishing company of Rurouni Kenshin, like after they delayed for like a couple weeks or months, I don't remember, but it's like afterwards they just started like re-pumping out Rurouni Kenshin as if like nothing happened. So it's like I think with something like manga and like just comic books in general, I think it's even harder to like separate the art from the artist because they're like the sole person responsible for making the manga / comic. It's like it's not like a movie where it's like you could watch like a Kevin Spacey movie in spite of the fact knowing that Kevin Spacey's a piece of shit because like there were other people involved. There were like directors and writers and other actors and stuff like that. But with like manga and comics, it's hard when like at most 2 people are involved in making a comic / manga, and if one of them is a gigantic piece of shit, then it's like what are you gonna do, you know? So
can't take that. I can't watch Baby Driver the same and like
the balls on his kid.
Yeah.
hear that line where he goes
That's
like
a good answer
blinded
to
by
the
the
previous
balls and
question,
that-
honestly.
Yeah,
Like,
that's my baby. Yes. Yeah. Maybe they should digitally remove Kevin Spacey with Christopher Plummer in that film. So, oh wait, he's dead. Never mind. They can't do that.
honestly, I think I refuse to watch anything like that relates to J.K. Rowling. Like any Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts. I don't think I can ever watch that shit again. I refuse.
I mean,
That's Fantastic
the
Beasts.
Fantastic
Yeah,
Beasts
exactly.
movies
Anyway.
suck, so it's like
Yeah.
you don't have to see them anyway. So
Yeah.
it's like that solves its own problem. So yeah.
Like, yeah, but sometimes there just comes a point for me where it's like, yeah, like the other ones you can kind of justify, like, oh, they're a part of like filmmaking history, like, you know,
Yeah.
like they're
But with books, it's hard
a
because they're
great
they're
film.
the sole person responsible for
Books
like
is
Jake.
hard, like music
Yeah.
is difficult, but like even like when newer films like still get made and you know the person is an asshole, like that's where it kind of like where it's a bit iffy for me. Like
Yeah.
like the people like are still deciding to release Flash even though they know Ezra Miller is an asshole. Like that seems like really weird to me, you know.
Well,
And I think
to
it's
be
also-
fair, they kind of have no choice.
Yeah.
because they've
Yeah, they
invested
have
to
so
do
much
it,
money
yeah,
into
It's
it.
like
so-
if Roman Polanski came out now and made a new film, you know? Like
He-
there's
he-
no
he
fucking
is.
He is
Really?
making new film. I think he's
What?
making a new film right
he's-
now. Yes.
Made a new film this year. He's been making them on a consistent basis.
Yeah,
What-
his
was
films-
he not like in jail or some shit?
No, he's still
What?
making movies.
No.
Like his movies are consistently like
Oh my god.
not only enter like the Venice Film Festival. I think they consistently win at Venice too, right? Or I don't know. So
Yeah, like
Yeah,
you see,
the
that's where it makes me uncomfortable. Like there's no ways that I can still like if it's something that was made in the past, like I can kind of see a reason for watching it because, you know. But like if it's still where if it's something where it's made and people actively know that it's a shitty person and still choose to work with them and still choose to make the product like made in a current day with knowledge of the crimes and like shitty things someone has done, I think for me that's where it starts to become like just uncomfortable
Yeah.
for me to watch it.
I have no sympathy
Like-
for like actors
like
who
back
yeah.
when fucking like he made The Pianist and like Rosemary's Baby, like nobody knew that. Like they were signing onto that film because they wanted to be part of the film. They wanted to make something great. But if like I don't know, someone signed on to like a Polanski project now, knowing what they did, I would think that's just a bit weird.
Remember
I'd be
when
like,
Quentin
why?
Tarantino called Polanski's rape victim a liar or whatever or something like that? Like
Oh,
that was
yeah.
ugh.
Yeah.
Like dude, come on, read the room,
that
man.
was disgusting.
Yeah, like he's apologized for it since, but the fact that he said that is just like ugh. Like
Mm.
yeah, I think I agree. I think like cuz so many like prestigious actors still willingly choose to be in these things. Like Luc Besson is still making movies. Like what was his most recent film? It was a film called like Anna or something. And that had like a stacked cast. That had like
Anna,
Cillian Murphy and all these other people. It's like why are you guys know what Luc Besson did, right? And still like work with him. Like Scarlett Johansson like wanted to work with Luc Besson on Lucy. It's like why do you guys want to be in
It's
these
a-
things, you know?
yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that's where
It's a shame that,
that's the
like-
problem for me. Yeah.
It's a shame that the Luc Besson's career is finally dying. Not because of like he's a piece of shit,
'cause his
obviously,
movies suck.
but because like Valerian is like a huge bomb. But no, yeah, because Valerian bombed and like no one wants to. I was like, oh well, the marrying like a child stuff. Oh yeah, that we can work with that. But
The
like one
moment-
of your movies does like poorly,
the moment
your career is over, buddy.
The moment we don't see the De Niro, you're donezo. Yeah. So,
Exactly.
yeah. So,
All right.
It's really the mindset in
I
Hollywood.
think we should wrap this up
Yeah.
soon because I'm actually starting to feel pretty
okay.
ill.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Okay.
do you want to answer that second part of the question? It was a complete.
Yeah, we can answer the second part, but let's just do it quickly.
Yeah. I mean, the second question is like, is there a
Um,
film that like you've seen that has flaws, but you still would give a 10 out of 10?
Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I think has some like flaws in like its first half, especially
Mhm.
because it's kind of like a little like sketch comedy basically, and like it kind of like there's a bit, but like the second half of the movie is so strong that that I just love it. It's a 10 out of 10.
Yeah. You really need to recommend Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I would like to revisit that film.
Oh, I will.
So, and pair it up with the Tim Burton Charlie and the Chocolate Factory too.
No.
Yeah, there's another
Never.
one. I refuse to watch.
I'm curious. Like, I do want to.
Well,
like,
I've seen it.
I've seen it too, but I haven't seen it since I was very little.
Yeah,
so, like, I
same.
genuinely want to revisit it.
Well,
yeah.
you can watch it by yourself.
Okay, yeah.
When-
I just think it would make a fun like double feature. But yeah, to answer this question,
my own conscience, I can't have the words recommend and also Tim Burton's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory
It'd be like
in the same sentence.
it'd be like let's recommend Planet of the Apes and also Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes. So
Yeah,
man, Tim Burton was on a roll
Tim
with all
Burton.
these shitty remakes, huh? So
mid movies. Everything he's made is shit.
really, you don't like Edward Scissorhands?
I hate Tim Burton. Yeah,
You don't-
no,
you don't-
I don't like Edward
Tim
Scissorhands.
Burton is kind of an asshole. I will not lie.
Oh, really?
like-
Yeah,
I
he is
like
also kind of an
Sweeney.
asshole.
I like Sweeney Todd, but that's it. Like,
I remember
Yeah.
Beetlejuice being a lot of fun when I was younger. I quite liked that film when I was a kid. Why is he an asshole? Did he like hit someone or something? Did he scream at someone? Did he pull a I Heart Huckabees or something? I don't know. Like,
he said that his art style isn't suitable for black characters, and
What
that's
the
why he
hell does
doesn't
that
Oh,
put
yeah.
them in his film.
what does that mean?
It means that like he didn't like putting black characters in like his stop motion films because he said that they didn't suit the art style or something stupid.
What the
Just
fuck?
a little bit of
Yeah.
racist comment.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I clearly stopped Henry Selick from making Wendell and Wild. Jesus. So,
Exactly.
which, by the way, is the man responsible for Nightmare on Elm. Nightmare Before Christmas, not you, Tim Burton. Jesus. So,
yeah.
Yeah, the best movie that everyone gives you credit for that you didn't even direct.
Yeah.
So,
Your best movie is a movie that you didn't even make.
yeah, I enjoyed some of his.
The best movie is probably like best movie is probably like Ed Wood, I think.
I haven't seen that. I do want to watch that and talk about it at some point. Yeah, I like.
And Batman.
Yeah, Batman. Yeah, that too. Batman Returns is actually a lot of fun. I like Batman Returns more than the first Batman.
Jack
1990.
Nicholson carries though.
Yeah, he does. Batman Returns was important for my.
We're going on tangent.
Yeah, I'll just end it here. Batman Returns was important for my mature development as a young adult. I'll just say that. So,
What the fuck?
yeah.
Was it like the first movie you ever got drunk to or something?
No. You'll
Catwoman.
if you ever see it, yeah, I was gonna say that. So,
Oh.
yeah. Now you
Yes.
understand. Yeah. So,
Okay.
to answer the question, I did go back to Spiderverse, Into the Spiderverse. I have like minor flaws with it because sometimes the music choices are a bit cringe, like when they play the Lil Wayne song or whatever. I was like, ugh, I don't. Nope. Like I like in spite of that, I still gave it a 10 out of 10 because it's like, I mean, it still fits. It's like it still makes sense within the context of that film. I just don't like the song just in general. But I feel like it's hard for movies like you give it a 10 out of 10 in spite of its flaws because like that's just not how my brain works. It's like
Yeah.
even if it's a minor flaw,
Yeah,
like I
that's
still
not
have
that's
to.
like not how my rating system
Yeah,
works.
it's.
Yeah.
I mean, like, but even then, it's like a minor flaw is just like just like a personal preference. Like I still gave like I don't know, like Return of the King, like for example, like I'm not a big fan of having like 1,000 endings, but like I still gave it a 10 out of 10 because it's like in the end, it's just like
That's
personal
like
preference. and-
Spider-Verse, but no one complained when
Still
that was a
perfect.
part 1 or part 2. Or
But Two
whatever.
Towers, I feel like still works on its own though. Like in the same, like Empire Strikes Back, like Two Towers, those are movies that still work on its own. Like if you have never
Dark Knight.
seen, Dark
Yeah.
Knight. If you've never seen the first or the third one, you could still watch those independently and like still get something out of it. Yeah. So. mhm.
I actually watched Spider-Verse 2 with someone that hadn't seen Spider-Verse 1.
Oh really? What were their
Really?
thoughts?
Yeah.
What did they think?
They really liked it, yeah.
Yeah, see? Yeah. Like, I think it could work. I'm not saying Across the Spider-Verse isn't like that, but it's just like, I'm saying it can work and sometimes it can't work sort of thing. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
So, yeah, I guess for you guys, Dead Man's Chest is also that, because that's also a part 1 of a 2-part movie or whatever. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
so, anyway, Luca, what's your answer?
Anyway.
Yeah.
My answer is no, because if I give something a 10 out of 10, then I probably don't think it has any flaws.
Yeah, that's fair. So,
Mm.
so, well,
Yeah.
answer that
Alright.
question and another day, another dollar. Yeah. So
Another recommendation.
whose turn is it? I think it's
Yeah.
Jules.
Is it
right?
my-
Yeah, I think
my
it's Jules.
turn?
Yeah.
Jules-
Yes.
Mhm.
All right. So originally I was gonna do based on a very, very long conversation I had with Luca like 2 weeks ago.
Sure.
Where we
You guys
just
hang out
spouted
without
out
me?
love
What
for
the fuck?
Call Me by Your Name
Yeah.
in this group chat.
Yeah, okay. I'm just kidding. Yeah. So
Yeah, just very long conversation where we were just like loving the 2017 film Call Me by Your Name the whole time.
Oh, we're
It's
gonna do
one of our
this?
favorite movies.
Okay.
No, we're not.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Yeah.
I was planning to recommend that. Then I was like, I feel like that's too much of an obvious pick, and I think I want to save
Yeah,
that.
that's
I'm
what
gonna
I
put
thought.
that.
Yeah,
that's
I
what
think I
thought
would have
you
been
were
a bit
gonna pick.
annoyed if you picked Call Me by Your Name, because it's like everyone has seen that. Like everyone knows it and everyone loves it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh, you were the one that wanted me to recommend it with I Am Love. So
yeah, but like together, like as like a double feel, like within like it's like if I recommended like Inception
Should
by
have done the whole
itself.
Desire trilogy then.
Yeah, the whole design. Like, it would suck if I just recommended Inception, but it would be fun if I paired it with Paprika. You know, it's like the context is the important thing, not the.
I
actual...
refuse to watch Inception again. That's the one I refuse to watch again.
Why is Christopher Nolan a secret asshole or something? Or
No, it's just lame.
okay, yeah. So
Actually,
I ordered
no,
my
I
hot
probably
sauce an
could
hour
watch it
ago.
again.
mhm,
Maybe.
yeah. So yeah. Anyway, sorry, Jules. I was
Yeah, so,
interrupting.
yeah.
What were
Yeah,
you?
Jules,
Yeah.
go.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna pop Call Me by Your Name back in the chestnut for a while, and so the movie I'm gonna recommend is a 2009 film directed by Tom Ford called A Single Man,
Oh,
starring
okay.
Colin Firth.
This has been on my watch list
Yeah.
for fucking forever. I've been meaning to see this for a long time. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Alright.
So if
Yeah.
you
this
do
is
not want to
cool.
be spoiled for A Single Man, directed by Tom Ford, 2009, starring Colin Firth, watch it before the next episode because we will go in detail
We will
and
spoil.
spoil the shit out of it.
Hopefully, this is
Yep.
less boring than than My Own Private Idaho. So,
It's a good movie. I've seen it.
yeah, I have. This has been on. Yeah, I've been
Yes.
meaning to watch this for forever. I'm glad you
Play.
finally have an excuse. Yeah. So awesome. Good pick. Yeah. Well, that's it, I guess. Tom,
Yeah, that's
single
it.
man for next time. Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
I am a single man, and I'm gonna watch A Single Man. So,
Oh, it's so meta.
that's super deep. I
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah, bye everybody.
Bye, everyone.